use the code SPORTS15 to get 15% off your first order. That's TRUEWERK.com. True work helps you be your best when the weather's at its worst.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station.
Now everywhere we go, we're gonna make our presence known. And we won't stop dancing till everybody's mind is blown. Just make it known.
Yes, indeed. 7 a.m. in the Southland, and good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, indeed, Corporate Greg Bergman.
It's happier for you because you love what you saw last night.
It was unsettling.
It was pretty unsettling.
Game 4 is in the books, and we're here to react live and local this morning. Producer Jorge is here. We got Parker Bell. We got Anthony, that rat. We got Travis Rogers and Emily are already here, getting ready for their 9 a.m. show.
That's
but
right.
we're with you for the next 2 hours. 877-710-ESPN on the YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles, on Twitter and socials. You're not here to hear what I have to say this morning, because you know what I have to say, and we'll get to it. But you're here to hear what I call JT the Brick the loudest and proudest fan. I call Corporate Greg, and we'll just call him Bergman these days. We should call him.
We're changing it. Good.
We should call him Blue Bergman.
Blue Bergman.
As the host and the CEO of the Blue Review, which will be live on the radio today with Marcus Grant a little after 8:30. How do you feel on this Wednesday after the Dodgers finally find excitement, but yet still lose to the Padres 6-5 last night, the final from Petco Park?
So I'm going to start this way. I still do not think this series is over in any sense whatsoever. They already beat Dylan Cease once, and he's the same type of pitcher that Michael King was. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. I think they can win this game, and they actually should win this game, as long as their defense doesn't screw up like they did last night. Then it really comes down to what happens in Game 5. But tonight, I really feel like they're going to win tonight, and I know you want to get into it.
I said Game 4. I meant Game 3, sorry.
Yeah.
Game 4 tonight.
Game 4 tonight. Game 5's on Friday.
Yes.
So either way, I know you want to get into it. Whatever happened last night, I actually am not crazy upset about it. It sucks that it happened. It sucks that they lost that game. It was the second inning. It all came down to that second inning, and that's the only thing that was wrong with last night.
We'll get to the second inning, but how about this amazing moment?
On 3-2, Mookie Betts hooks a fly ball down the left field line. Profar back. He's at the wall in the same spot as last game. Different result. Nearly an instant replay. Profar and Betts coming together at the wall. And now they're going to officially signal a home run.
Well, Betts was so filled with bad luck, he started walking off the field.
Oh, my goodness.
He figured that he got it again. He laid off the breaking balls away and got the breaking ball in the middle of the plate. Great job by Betts, and a good job and a start for the Dodgers.
Joe Davis and John Smoltz on the call, FS1 last night. So when that happened, Corporate Greg.
Yeah.
See, I'm going to keep saying Corporate Greg.
Yeah, it's fine. Just do what you got to do.
Was you were at home?
Yeah. Oh, I jumped out of my seat.
Were you alone?
Yeah, I was alone at that time, and I jumped off my couch and was like, yeah, just screaming, because this is what I was saying all day yesterday. All day yesterday about Mookie Betts. Just because he'd been over, you have to take it year by year. Mookie Betts was going to come up, and he was going to come up big, and he did. He had it in Game 2. He had a shot at it in the exact same spot, like Joe Davis was saying. And then, really, did you see what Profar did? Mookie Betts didn't even know. He thought he got robbed a second time and almost did, and made like a heart shape because he rounded first, was starting to come home. He's like, oh, to the dugout, and went, I got to go back and go all the way around second base again. It was pretty wild.
And then, you know what happened for the Dodgers?
That's not true. That's not even close to true. After
Just
that
a
point,
flat line.
At what?
Just a flat line.
Dr. Battaglia.
You can't say that, though.
I can, actually. Because what happened after that?
They scored 4 more runs after that. There was after the grand slam. So in the second inning, if you want to get into that now, that's when everything fell apart for them. 100%, and that was all on the defense. So I know you want to blame Dave for everything, because that's what you do. You just blame Dave. None of that was on him. That was the defense. That was Freddy Freeman throwing at the back of Machado, which, by the way, completely legal play. And we have sound on that, too. There's sound of both Dave Roberts and Freddie Freeman talking about that. You got the...
Do you want to go to the sound now?
I do. I want the Dave sound.
You want the Dave sound?
I want the Dave sound.
Well, why don't we... Why don't we play the play-by-play from FS1?
Another curve and a grounded to first. Backhand Freeman throws the ball into left center field. It may have ricocheted off of Machado, and the Padres are in business in the second.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Freddie made a great play, but because he was on his knees, he couldn't get up to get the ball out of the throwing lane of where Machado was running. He wanted to get that second out. Machado then did step inside the baseline a little bit.
Good base running for Manny Machado.
Yeah.
The Padres are at the corners with nobody out.
So, your opinion about the play
Yeah.
was that everything was fine. Everything's fine, right?
He did.
Dave Roberts shouldn't be running out of the dugout, whether right or wrong, to show some emotion and start screaming like Tommy Lasorda.
So no, I don't think if you know the rule, and that was a good base running play. Dave will say it in it when.
Well, let's hear it. Let's hear from Dave Roberts
has to say.
after the game. Here's nice guy Dave.
Can't appeal it, and the thing is that from my vantage point,
can't.
it's not a replayable play, it's a challenge play, and Manny, you can create your own base path if you're not avoiding a tag, and it was a heady play.
It was a heady play. And listen to Freddie Freeman, who actually made
Can't
the
appeal it, and the thing is
you
that
can't
from
appeal
my
it. That should be the drop from yesterday.
It was unsettling.
And then
what do you want him to do?
And
sounds like the same person before he lost that game, or actually, I guess that was after he won. It's unsettling. No, that was Monday.
So,
it's unsettling. Into you just lost the game that Travis Rogers yesterday said would define your career as the Dodgers manager. You had to win last night, and you were close. You were close. Oh, you can't appeal it. So I'm just going to sit here, look at my scorecard or his lineup card, way crossed.
So,
I remember Darvin Ham. What got Darvin Ham fired?
You're switching to basketball. Look at you.
I am,
Your
because
hands in the
I
pockets.
remember getting all this crap last year about, Darvin Ham, get a Darvin Ham bobblehead, Morales. Why don't you get a bobblehead? We didn't like that he showed no emotion. His hands were in his pockets. Where is Dave Roberts running out to the field, showing some emotion? Whether right or wrong, that's what you do.
There was no reason to go out there and do that. And by the way, I would have more respect for your opinion on this one if they didn't come back in the next inning and put up a grand slam. Hit, grand slam.
And then?
Well, that has nothing to do with them. Shohei Ohtani in the fifth inning comes up and was about 2 feet away from a home run to tie the game. It didn't land. And then they went to the
it
bullpen.
didn't land. Let's hear from Freddie.
But again,
you want to hear from Freddie Freeman?
I do want to hear from Freddie.
Poor Freddie. He's all beat up.
I've looked at it many, many times, replayed it in my head many times. Or taught as base runners, I would have done the same thing as a base runner to banana it.
I would do the same
Usually
thing.
you're supposed to do it after 1 or 2 steps in the dirt and go, but I would have done the same thing as a base runner. And, I'm really far in the grass, and he got really far in the grass. I can certainly say I wouldn't do anything different at first. I thought I made a perfect throw and just clipped his left shoulder and bananaed enough into the line. That's what we're taught as base runners, to get into the line, and he did it there.
How many times have we seen the clip on social media of Kobe saying, "Job ain't done. Job ain't done"?
And
Where is
job's
the
not done.
intensity? Where is the heart from this team?
They came back in the next inning and went hit,
This is post game.
grand slam.
Freddie sounds asleep in post game.
Well, they just lost 6-5 and they're down 2 in the series. What, did you want him to be up there and be
I
like,
wanted
"Oh,
to
I'm
say,
so
you know
excited.
what?
Everything."
What you saw tonight, we're going to do tomorrow night. Get ready, Padre fans. We're coming for you.
That's just
Show
not-
some heart.
They showed heart.
It
They
was,
put up
it
4
was
straight
unsettling.
hits.
Yeah, it is
to get-
unsettling.
To get back to
You know what they
6-5
showed,
in the next
Greg, in the
inning.
post game? A team that is done. The best team in baseball. Nice guy Dave. You spent $1 billion. Where are the Dodger fans? You want to give me crap because I bust bobbleheads? And we're getting ready to bust this one in a few days.
The problem, if you want to know what the actual,
Where's the heart?
It's the heart is there. They showed it in the next inning. But either way, the problem that they had there, it was not because of Freddie Freeman. It's not because of what happened. It was the next play. It was the very next play when Machado was on third, and was it Merrill was on first, and Miguel Rojas decides not to throw the ball to Gavin Lux to try to get the lead runner and possibly a double play. Instead, he tries to take it himself, doesn't get the out at second, doesn't get the out at first, and then the wheels all started to fall off. It was right there with Miguel Rojas. That would have been at least 1 or 2 outs, and the whole inning would have been completely different. You never get to Tatis, who hits the 2-run home run. You probably don't even get to Peralta, who just randomly got a little double right there. It was on Rojas's defensive play. Defensive, not because of Dave, not because of Freddie, not because of Machado or any mind games. It was completely on what happened with Rojas at shortstop.
877-710-ESPN. Luis, we'll get to you in just a moment. But apparently, on the 710 hotline, live from San Diego, I believe, the great Clinton Yates, the big CY, joins us on this fine Wednesday morning. Good morning, CY.
What's up, kiddos? I'm looking out over the bay. Everything is lovely, and I got to say that Corporate Greg is exactly right. That play by Rojas in the building completely changed the game. I'm not necessarily referring to the blame because that's a different matter, but you got to say, when he decided to take that ball to the bag instead of just a simple flip, everything went haywire because you could tell whether it even worked or not. He had a brain fart that was the kind of nervous level operation that meant that, they were thinking about it. It was a definite game changer in the building at the moment, and it completely altered the game. It was a tough situation for the Dodgers, no doubt about it.
So at this moment, CY.
Yes.
Dodgers lose tonight, let's say. 3 years in a row knocked out of the first round of the playoffs.
It's not yet.
Hold on. Often the best team in baseball. They spent $1 billion in the offseason. They got the greatest talent that we've seen in decades in baseball, right?
Yeah.
Generational talent they got on their squad from Anaheim. Do you fire Dave Roberts or do you don't?
I think that Dave has to go because of everything that has happened in the last, let's just say, 5 seasons. First of all, that 3-year stretch of losing in the playoffs is to divisional opponents. That cannot happen if this happens. And that's really the main thing. Reason why is because you just can't say that all of those NL West titles matter if none of them, at least in terms of importance, resulted in all of these daggone championships that did not happen. That's the issue. Like, you've got to at some point decide as a franchise what actually matters. And maybe everything isn't Dave's fault. Maybe roster construction is a factor. Execution is clearly an issue, as we just went over. But there's an easy case to make that Doc's got to go because you can't fire Ohtani. You can't fire Mookie. You're certainly not getting rid of anybody else who's got a contract that's going to matter on your roster. You've got to get rid of somebody, and Friedman is not firing anybody, and is firing himself rather. And that's why it's tough. If we're really thinking about this, there is no shortcut, Morales. There is the simple matter of guys got to get better, or they got to figure out whether or not this roster is constructed to actually win anything that doesn't happen before October.
So if they lose, Clinton, I basically agree with you. I don't think that he can maintain the fact that he's lost 3 times in a row to a division opponent and was knocked out in the NLDS. Can't get past that.
Yeah.
But no matter what, for this series in particular, when I came into the series, I said, I'm going to watch how Dave manages. If he manages poorly, then it's on him. I will fully call for his head. But do you think that he has made any wrong decisions for the most part in this series just by itself?
Berg, I've seen your Twitter, and you've been very, very accountable to yourself for this, which is something that I genuinely sort of admire because it's like, putting your takes out there inning to inning on what moves are being made specifically in the bullpen is really something. No, say it again.
Beforehand, before it happens, before something.
No, listen, again, I'm giving you your credit for being on record. I'm just saying that. No, I don't. But at the same time, it's something that's not even really the point. It's just that I don't think that if the Dodgers feel that they get rid of Dave, that they're going to have to justify it move to move. Move to move. If you go back 10 years, you could have 1,000. And that's the issue, is that there was never really anything specifically where you thought, I'm firing the manager for a specific managerial decision. The point is, though, managing as a larger sense in terms of like, have you been able to sort of corral your squads to make the best of who they are? Yeah, they have, but it just hasn't gotten to where you want. And that's why ultimately I think that Well, frankly, this is probably what I'm going to write a column about, boys. Dave was never really going to get a real shot because this franchise believes that they are smarter than the average bear, and they believe that if they put it together, it shouldn't matter who it is. And I'm not sure that this franchise has that correct. Yeah, it's Dave in this particular case, but that guy is royalty in Major League Baseball. It just doesn't matter, I think, because, frankly, if you've got this much talent and you can't win, it doesn't matter who the manager is. I mean, somebody's got to go.
So in Game 1, they were down 3-0, and Shohei Ohtani hit a 3-run home run. They ended up winning the game 7-5. Last night, I'm not going to talk about the game against Darvish because he just shoved. Last night, against Michael King, who's the same type of pitcher as Dylan sees, they put up 5 runs, and they were down 6-1 and came back to 6-5 and was 2 feet away from Shohei Ohtani tying the game.
2 feet.
2 feet. Yeah. Look, no matter what, it didn't drop. That's all that matters. No matter
it was
what.
unsettling.
Either way. But the fact is, they're showing that fight that you're talking about. They're showing the fight that everybody wants to see from them. Whether it actually worked out, the Padres are still a really good team. They were favored from the very beginning for a reason. So I just don't know if you can really blame Dave for all of this based on this series alone. You go back 10 years, you're right. There's 1,000 things that he did wrong, and I totally agree with that. But this series alone, I don't see it.
I agree with you, and I think what you're trying to say, but you can't say out loud because of your Los Angeles nature, is the Padres are a better baseball team right now, and that is an issue. And whether or not you want to blame the manager in terms of roster construction and talent is one thing, but there are a lot of managers that know how to get more out of their talent in different spaces, and that's where I think that Dave has an actual shortcoming, is that, 162, you're fine. And I know this sounds so basic, but Dave is the kind of manager that, I was explaining this to another baseball writer last night in terms of my opinion, which is that Dave is the dad. And when you grow up as a teenager, that's like, yo, your guys are fine to get banged up. Just stay in the basement. You know what I'm saying? He's not the dad that's going to be like, hey, guess what? Go get it. And I got your back if it happens. And that's just the difference in who he is. He can manage a superstar roster. He knows how to handle the LA pressure in the context of, we're going to win a bunch of games. But when none of that matters and it's just a team versus a team, it just doesn't work out. And the reasons for that don't even matter at any point. If you're going to hold yourself to the standard of a franchise like the Dodgers and say, hey, we should be at the very least in the Final Four, so to speak, every single season. Look, if you're going to claim your standards are what they are, then Dave is not getting it done. And it's not even necessarily even about Dave as a personality. It's about the fact that the achievement is not being unlocked. And I think that's a real actual issue that the team has to resolve in the offseason. I would say even so far as if they didn't win the World Series, never mind not even make it.
TV's Clinton Yates. You hear him here all the time on 710 ESPN. He also hosts ESPN Daily, which you could listen to on the ESPN app, but you could also find it on the ESPN LA app. Just scroll down and look for Clinton's beautiful face. Now, real quick, CY, because I know you got a full day ahead of you with Cappy, and we'll get to that in a moment. But
brother.
Nice guy Dave, after the game, I know you can't appeal it. He's going to remind us you can't appeal the call, but listen to the sound.
Can't appeal it, and the thing is that from my vantage point, it's not a replayable play, a challenge play, and Manny, you can create your own base path if you're not avoiding a tag, and it was a heady play.
So I understand you can't appeal it, but I grew up a Dodgers fan watching Tommy Lasorda fight the Philly fanatic to try to, just pump people up. And as many of our people here said on 710 yesterday, this was the most important game in Dave Roberts' managerial career. If it's the most important game, do you go out there and fight it just to show your team, your squad, your fans that pay millions of dollars every year, that you've got a heart? And then after the game, after you got your heart ripped out from you last night at Petco Park, and you lost yet again, where's the emotion? Where's the life? Why, Clinton Yates, is it just always... Why?
Chris, I know you want that, but here's the problem.
Thank you.
Is that everybody in the building, and that includes me, and I say this as my unofficial third side title, not just television's Clinton Yates, not just the president of the local chapter of the Handsome Man community, but also the president of Base Running Twitter. Manny did nothing actually wrong. The rule is established. But here's the deal. The rule is established. You can establish your base pass until a play on the ball is made. It was, in fact, genius. So if you think about that on the other side, and Dave comes rip-roaring out of the dugout like a Tommy Lasorda and gets tossed from that game for arguing something that A, you can't review, and B, was not wrong, then what do you look like at him as? That's the issue. He's got to stay in that game if it is as important as you say. And this is the last thing I'll say because I got to go. It's first thing in the morning. I just wanted to check in with you boys. That question was asked in the presser twice. Once to Dave, once to Mike Schultz, obviously the manager of the Padres. And when he was asked, Schultz, the question, what happened with that rule? I'm not sure I understand it. Schultz said, I understand it exactly, and broke it down in like 10 to 15 words. And everyone was like, okay, well, that makes sense. And so that's what I'm saying. If everybody who knows the rule, and you come screaming with your hair on fire out of the dugout just to argue just for the sake of it, I don't think that does as much as you want it to. And I think Manny Machado is just playing a little smarter than most people thought.
Exactly. You're 100% correct. And also, guess what happened in the very next half inning? They went hit, grand slam.
And then?
So it doesn't matter. You're saying you want him to get his team riled up. They got riled up.
You know who's riled up right now is you.
Grand slam.
And there's going to be more of that in a moment. Clinton Yates, thank you so much for checking in on this fine Wednesday morning.
No problem, boys. Have a good show this morning, and me and Cappy are about to get after it this afternoon.
Here's CY and Cappy together this afternoon at 3 p.m. right here on 710. We got a few calls we'll get to, 877-710-ESPN. Your chance to react, to tell us that Dave should be gone, or to tell me it's okay. It's okay. He's nice guy Dave. Quick timeout. We're back in 3 minutes on 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Hey guys, it's Sedano here. You know it's hard to find a good dentist for your kids, someone who they can trust and enjoy going to the dentist with. Luckily, we found Children's Dental Fun Zone. With 17 locations across Southern California, Children's Dental Fun Zone specializes in children's dentistry and orthodontics. With state-of-the-art equipment and personal attention your children deserve. To book your child's next appointment, visit their website, cdfzone.com. That's cdfzone.com. Or call them at 800-717-KIDS. That's 800-717-KIDS.
Hey, it's Mace. There's a lot on the line in this election, from protecting the Social Security you've earned to supporting family caregivers. And you have the power to make the candidates listen, because voters 50 and over decide elections. That's why AARP California has created an election guide with the most up-to-date information about when, where, and how to vote. Get trusted election information at aarp.org/CA votes. That's aarp.org/CA votes. Paid for by AARP.
Los Angeles, your Rams will host the Las Vegas Raiders right here at SoFi Stadium on Sunday, October 20th at 1:05 p.m. Come pack the Rams house to cheer on Kyron Williams, Matthew Stafford, and the Rams as they go head-to-head against Max Crosby and the Raiders in this NFC-AFC clash. Tickets are on sale now at therams.com/LV. Again, that is therams.com/LV to watch your LA Rams face off against the Raiders on Sunday, October 20th at SoFi Stadium. See you at the Rams house.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations, because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Ortho are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, or you could nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Ortho.
Recruiter know you can feel frustrated, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. We find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/LA to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Is your vehicle due for service? Is it time to get those wipers replaced? If so, head into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. For over 30 years, Valvoline has provided quick and convenient automotive maintenance services for busy people just like you. At Valvoline, you stay in your car safe while the expert technicians make sure your ride is at its best. Oil changes, wiper blades, and more. Just pull up, drive in, and drive out in about 15 minutes. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and game-winning coupons off of your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
It was unsettling.
Why? Why, Dave? Why?
It was unsettling.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Not too happy of a Wednesday. 7:26 in the morning right now. 710 ESPN. You got Bergman from the Blue Review. Eddie Morales, producer Jorge's here, Parker Bell, Anthony on the social. We're getting you through it this morning. 877-710 ESPN, live and local, all day long. Thanks to Quentin Yates that joined us earlier.
The Padres are a better baseball team right now.
Oh, wow. You cut that up quick.
Oh,
is that really what
Jorge's the best of the business.
What, do you think I am, Brian Cohen?
Hey, Brian's a great dude. He knows what he's doing.
It was unsettling.
Let's go to the phones. Luis is in Valencia on this Wednesday morning. Luis, good morning.
Oh, man. 3 things are going to happen tomorrow. Greg, first of all, you're looking at one game, and we're talking about the whole body of water. Okay?
Wait, hold on. Luis, just real fast.
You're going to cut off a caller already?
No, I am. No,
it's in the morning time.
We're having a conversation. This is all part of a conversation. This is how you use calls. So I will say this. I came into this as this series alone. So what I'm talking about is this series, not everything he did in the past, because there's a lot of bad moves in the past. I fully agree with that. Go ahead.
But no, I'm just saying, this happens every single year. Every single year. It's unsettling. I mean, dude, if the Roberts
it was unsettling.
Dave Roberts is a divisional champ because that's all he knows how to win. When he gets to the playoffs, he turns into a gutless jabroni. Cut that up.
Yeah, cut that up, Jorge.
No, don't cut that up.
Cut that up, Jorge.
Don't cut that, Jorge.
Cut that up. Gutless
don't cut
jabroni.
that.
It was unsettling.
All right, Luis, tell me in this series, in this series, you can get that. In this series, tell me the move that he made that was wrong.
He got dressed. Like he does in every playoff.
That's not an answer. What did
Good
he
job,
do
Luis.
wrong
No,
in this
is an
series?
answer.
No. In this series. You're saying
No.
he becomes a gutless jabroni, but what did he do in this series that is a gutless jabroni?
He got dressed, in my opinion. Honestly, that is my opinion as a Dodger fan. I am tired of him. It's like that movie National Treasure. Someone's got to go to jail. Someone has to get fired, dude. And it's him. 3 things are going to happen tomorrow. Chris Morales is going to have his finest hour. Somebody buy that dude a tie like an Apollo 13. Okay? It is a final, is going to be said.
It is a final!
It is not a final. You cannot say that yet.
Super fun season is going to be said, and that little bobblehead is going to get smashed. And I'm going to throw one other take at this real quick. Maybe Andrew Friedman needs to go because he's continuously putting players on the team that can't make it into the playoffs.
They did make it into the playoffs.
It's a far shot. He's not going to fire himself, but take a look at that, Greg. Anyways, I'll see you guys at
I'll tell you the last
Luis,
part of that.
Luis, you're a proud American. Have a beautiful day
And
today.
that chicken parm was great last night. They didn't have the Brazil. They were out. But
This is Luis from the
only thing that got me. Yeah, the only thing that got me through that stinking night, watching that stinking gutless comeback.
No matter
job,
what,
Luis.
Andrew
Have a good
Freeman
day.
goes nowhere, because if Andrew Freeman goes, Shohei Ohtani goes, and you do not want that. So just think about that. And also, he brings in players every single year. All right, that's anyway.
Luis called
We
yesterday
got
during
another
Mason
call.
Iowa. He was going to a restaurant in Valencia. He wanted to have the chicken parm or the brajol, and I told him just have both. Get the brajol for the table.
Brajol for the
table.
I like it. Do we have more calls?
Yeah, we do. But
Can I interrupt him?
Well, Jorge's answering, so I want to make sure he's ready. Let's talk to Don in Riverside. I wonder if he's commuting on that 91 freeway. Good morning, Don.
Hey, I just wanted to say a couple things. It's not even over yet. You guys are talking like it's over.
Thank you. No, not you guys.
So,
I
Don,
think it's
Don, hold on. What's going to be different tonight and then now Friday night?
Man, we almost had it. We almost won that game last night.
Oh, you almost won, Don.
Almost had it. Look, they're going to go to Game 5. It'll be anybody's game. I also wanted
It'll
to
probably
say,
be the Padres game, but okay.
All right. I wanted to also say, I don't know how Machado wasn't in the path of the throw. He ran all the way into the grass.
So
I don't know. Maybe I don't know the rules of baseball, whatever. But and then with Dave, it's. I mean, we got so many pitchers that are injured. It's not like they knew they were all going to be injured. And what he's doing with what he's got, I mean, it's not that bad. Best team in baseball. I mean, I know they're going to exit early, but still, you guys are acting like it's over. I don't.
So
think it's
Don,
over, man.
okay, hold on.
I think they're gonna win.
Hold on,
I
fine,
am
Don.
very
So let's
fully
just say
on
it's
board
not
with
over. Let's say it ends up being over tonight or Friday. Do you spend your hard-earned money? Are you going to work today, Don?
Yeah, I'm at work. Yeah.
Okay, you're at work, working hard early on a Wednesday morning. Do you spend your hard-earned money to support the Dodgers, whether it's buying tickets, buying merchandise, paying for Spectrum so you can watch games? Do you do that?
Yes.
They spend I think the second most money in baseball at this point.
At this point, it's the most.
Okay, the most. Aren't you tired, Don, of year after year the same thing happening? Aren't you tired, Don? Aren't you tired of watching everybody go in April? Oh, it's Shohei. Everything's going to be different. And it's the same damn thing year after year. I'm tired of it as a Dodgers fan, even though people say, oh, you're not a Dodgers fan because you don't love Dave. I'm tired of it.
It's not about that. It's not about the fact that you don't love Dave. It's fine that you don't love Dave. Most Dodger fans don't.
Don, are you tired of it? Say you're tired of it with me.
I'm tired of being like watching them being the best team in baseball and then exit early. Yeah,
Exactly.
That's
You're
frustrating.
tired, Don. We're all tired. We're tired of Dave Roberts. We're tired of Andrew Friedman. And we are tired of these gutless, no emotion Los Angeles Dodgers.
You're showing a lot of emotion, but again, you're not getting rid of Andrew Friedman. Dave Roberts, if this series, they lose this series, I understand why he has to go. It makes sense. It's more so because of the fact that you need a different voice in the room.
I'm tired, Greg. Aren't you tired?
I'm tired. Of course I'm tired. I watch every single game. I do
You
the
do
Blue
the Blue Review
every single morning, all year long. So to go out in the first round is extremely frustrating.
And you know how you sound this morning?
Was absolutely not. I have as much fire as you do. You're just screaming louder than I am.
7:32. Don, I want you to have a beautiful day. And if you find 5 friends today and you talk Dodgers with them, you tell them, you know what? I'm tired, homeboy. I'm tired of these gutless bums. Will you do that for me, Don?
Don't do it, Don.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Don. Have a great day, brother.
Don, root on the Dodgers tonight, then root them on in Game 5 when they win that, and then we'll see you in the NLCS. They're still very much alive. And again, they did this to Dylan Cease just on Saturday.
It was
Dylan Cease on
it was
a short
unsettling.
rest now. That you can win this game, and they should have won. I feel so bad for Walker Buehler, by the way. He pitched so well yesterday, and he got screwed over by Miguel Rojas, deciding not to toss a ball to Gavin Lux at second base. Would have changed the entire thing.
This morning is like going to church. It's the church of fire Dave Roberts.
It's not
And
time
it's also
yet.
some therapy session. And we got a lot of calls. We'll get to them next in just a few moments. Quick timeout. It's Bergman. It's Morales. It is a real Dodgers Talk Reaction Wednesday because we're going to react on last night and try to get you ready for today if there's any hope. Or is there hope or is there just fear? We'll do it next right here on 710 ESPN.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Over 20 years ago, the first batch of Tito's handmade vodka was distilled in the heart of Austin, Texas. Since then, its roots have stayed put, and its vodka continues to be made on the same land where Tito built his dream. A distillery called Mockingbird that houses a simple vodka with a spirit the size of Texas and as good as the day it was born. Learn more about the Tito's story at Tito'sVodka.com. That's Tito'sVodka.com, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Come to Carden Alleyway Hyundai and lease a new 2025 Hyundai Elantra SEL for only $201 a month plus tax for 36 months. Or get 1.99% APR for 60 months, your choice. Plus, get peace of mind driving with America's best warranty. Carden Alleyway Hyundai just off the 91 freeway or CardenAlleyWayHyundai.com. Lease for $201 plus tax. License and fee to well-qualified buyers. 36-month lease, 10K miles per year, 3511 due at signing. 1.99% APR, $1,752 per $1,000 financed. Not all buyers will qualify. Subject to HMF credit approval. Expires 10/31/2024.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. Now open 24/7. Play no-bus blackjack, poker, and more. Enjoy Century Bar and Grill's flavorful menu for lunch or late-night dinners. Watch your favorite teams and catch up with friends on game days. Unwind and enjoy live music and crafted cocktails at Ray's Lounge. Easy parking and access, Hollywood Park Casino, located next door to the Forum and SoFi Stadium. Park, party, and play. Hollywood Park Casino. Elevate your game.
Must be 21 and older to enter. These are approved DOJ games. Geico 004527. Geico 003871.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News and World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
24 minutes in front of 8 o'clock, 7:36 in the morning, 7:10. ESPN, yo, on this fine Wednesday morning.
It was unsettling.
It was last night as the Dodgers dropped Game 3. 6-5 is your final. Game 4 tonight, 6:08 p.m. first pitch. Could be a bullpen game, Corporate Greg, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But we got full phone lines on this fine Wednesday, 877-710-ESPN. Thanks to everybody in the YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles, on the Twitters, reacting with us. We're here till 9 o'clock. Then Travis and DeMarco, Mason and Ireland at noon, as usual, the legends. Then at 3 o'clock, you've got Clinton Yates and Scott Kaplan, live from San Diego. Hello. And they'll be together somewhere. And then tonight, we're going till 8 p.m. yet again. And tonight is
Beto Duran and Marcus Grant.
Beautiful. Marcus is going to join us in a little while for a live edition on the radio and on YouTube of the Blue Review. Let's go to L.A. Good morning. Richard's been on hold for a little bit.
Yes, well, I'm retired, and I was watching the game with some family members. They were reminiscing about Wally Moon, but moving right along. And I don't mean to sound facetious. You could have had Mark McGwire, Barry Bonds, or Sammy Sosa at the plate. That young man was throwing smoke.
Yep.
The hitters could not get around on his fastball. Did you see that at bat with Gavin Lux?
Yep.
He could not get around. The man was throwing heat. But as for Dave Roberts, I hope he doesn't go. But we'll see. Just go Dodgers tonight. Thanks
Richard, hold on, Richard. Hold on. You sound like a lovely man, a lovely gentleman on this Wednesday. I'd love to sit down with you in a cafe.
Are you gonna stream at this guy too?
And have a cup of coffee with you and maybe a croissant. But Richard,
I'll call you back and you put me on speed dial. I'll leave my number.
Richard, are you tired, Richard? Are you tired of Dave Roberts?
This is such a ridiculous argument.
Richard, you're tired of feeling this way, aren't you? It's okay. You can tell me this morning.
You know what? The way it is in sports today, seeing what happened in New York with their coach, I would not be surprised if Dave is gone. I wouldn't.
Okay,
but God bless him. He's had, 9, 10 years as the manager?
It's been a long time, my friend.
Yeah, I think it's 9.
That's just the way it is with sports. Somebody's going to be the fall guy, and for $700 million, Ohtani's not going anywhere.
Exactly.
So I hope they win tonight. You take care, guys.
You take care too, Richard. You're a fine American. Have a beautiful Wednesday, will you?
So Sedano loves to say two things can be true at once, right?
True.
So what Dave is doing in this series is really, really good. He's done nothing wrong in this series. Should he be gone is also a true statement. If they lose this series, that is going to happen. So when we keep coming out, are you tired? Are you tired? It's not about that. It's about what's going on in this series alone. And I don't think that he has done anything wrong. He will be fired if they're gone. I think that is absolutely going to happen. If you go by the Mace plan, maybe he goes up into the front office. That's a possibility.
That should go great.
It was unsettling.
Well, the front office is doing what they're supposed to do. No matter what the front office is doing is they're putting together a team, and they put together one of the best teams in all of baseball, including, and look what you had. You have at the top of your lineup, you have Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, who hit that grand slam. You had exactly what you needed. So no matter what, they put the right players in place. Whether guys get injured, that's not, maybe you can have an argument for the pitchers because you're bringing in the wrong type of guys, but the fact of the matter is they're bringing the right people in. They're bringing in as much as they possibly can, spending the money, doing everything that we want them to do.
Except winning a championship.
The Padres had one of the
Padres are a better baseball team right now.
The Padres did come in as the favorites. The Padres had one of the best bullpens in all of baseball. The Padres, and by the way, they showed it last night, and so did the Dodgers. The Dodgers show that they have a really good bullpen also. Look what happened.
I know what happened.
The Padres did nothing after the second inning. After the second inning, they had nothing.
What did the Dodgers do after the grand slam?
Then they started to get into the bullpen.
They did enough. The Padres did enough to win the game.
Because they had that 6-run second inning. Yes, and that's fully on Miguel Rojas. But no matter what, they came back. They fought back. They just couldn't finish the job. And as much as that sucks, it sucks.
It was
feels
unsettling.
Bad. I feel good about where they are, though. I feel good about how they could still win this game. They beat Dylan Cease already. They have him again tonight on short rest.
Jesse and Whittier, we'll get to you in just a moment. But first,
Robert Suarez ready to work. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a tip into the glove of Higashioka. And a 101 strikeout ball game. And the Padres have taken a 2-1 lead in the series. They win Game 3, 6-5.
Because Richard in L.A. said he's throwing smoke, so I just want to play it.
And he was. He was a legit closer that was very good for the Padres all year long. He started to falter down the stretch, and I thought they could get to him. Just didn't happen.
ESPN Radio on the call. Jesse and Whittier, good morning. Whittier, where the girls are prettier, homeboy.
Yes, they are, but I'm upset the way the Dodgers ain't giving heart.
Yes.
And that's the manager's job to give them heart.
Absolutely right,
Jesse. Tommy Lasorda would not stand for this type of attitude these Dodgers are showing. They're not showing life. Just like a boxing game, you got to get your boxer to get in there and fight. I don't see fighting these guys.
There's no Rocky in these guys, Jesse. There's no Rocky.
Jesse, no, you guys yell about this all the time, but what happened after that second inning? The fight was there to go hit, grand slam to make it a 6-5 game. Then you leave Walker Buehler in, who was fighting like hell to get through 5 innings, despite the fact of what happened in the second inning. He got through that, go 5 innings, and then you had your bullpen was perfect through the rest of the way. All the guys were fighting, whether or not they got hits, that it sucks. But no matter what, they have a good bullpen. They had
bullpen, Jesse.
One of the best bullpens in baseball the Padres have. At some point, they just shoved against the Dodgers. That's all it is. It's not about fight. They're showing fight.
Jesse, what else you got?
Hey, Mexican style. They got to go in there fighting Mexican style because they're not showing no heart. It's round 9 and 10 and 11. They're going to knock out if they don't win one.
What is heart to you?
But heart, going in there and showing emotions. Just go out there and show them that you're not a punk.
So if they would have come out and they were screaming and they were yelling and going all crazy and then struck out, would you have been okay with it?
Yeah, they're doing it. The parties are just the Dodgers.
If they would have
Machado's playing games, he's throwing things at Dave. That's Machado.
Been
That's been Machado
it was unsettling
from the beginning of his career. Okay, keep
Jesse, you are a great, great human being, and I love your takes because they align with mine. And if I was in Whittier this morning, I'd take you to breakfast on Jackson on Whittier Boulevard. Maybe one day we will cross paths, Jesse, and we will embrace on the disgust of this Dodgers team and Dave Roberts. Sound good, Jesse? Oh, he's gone. Oh,
he's gone.
You
He's
cut
gone.
Jesse off, didn't you, Greg?
I don't even know where the phone is.
Cut him off.
Is there a way I can get to the phone? Oh, it's way over there. I have to reach. Not reach.
Dave in Lancaster this fine morning. We'll find out if he's commuting into L.A. Is he nice guy, Dave, in Lancaster, or is he actually honest, Dave? Meaning, I want you to tell me honestly how you feel this morning, Dave. Good morning.
I'm about to jump out a freaking window. I could not sleep last night. I'm telling you, I'm so glad you guys are on right now, giving me an outlet to vent. Okay, just hear me out. There's a lot of stuff.
Don't worry, Dave. I won't let Greg drop you. I won't let Greg drop you.
him.
Go ahead, Dave.
Okay. So here's the situation. The caller was right. The manager's job is to get these guys going. And here's the insanity that is driving me freaking nuts. Okay. So I'll take you back. 6 games to go in the season. We're up by 3. Why couldn't the manager, I know it's going to be crazy to say this, say, hey, let's rest some guys. If we drop 1 or 2, no biggie. We'll go in as a wild card. We don't need the division. We don't need rest because whatever Dave Roberts does during that week of rest, because we're the number 1 seed, we got all this, we have to go in hot. And what's the thing that slows down the bats is rest. We were on fire with the bats. The bats are cold. Muncy can't hit. Lux can't hit. Smith can't hit. The bottom of the lineup cannot hit. I knew we were screwed. Go after that 8th inning, going into the 9th, when I see Muncy, Smith, and Lux is up. And I'm like, our season depends on these 3 jabronis. They can't even hit water if they came out the boat. So it's the manager's job to get these guys fresh, ready to go, and so forth. So it's year after year, year after year, early exit. I hate these excuses. We're hurt. We're banged up, this and that. It's time to fire him. There's Joe Madden out there. There's Joe Girardi. There's Mike Scioscia if you want to bring him back. There's
You lost me.
Mike Scioscia had heart, Dave.
You lost me going Scioscia and Girardi and all them. Yeah, you lost me there. We can.
Dave, you're commuting into Los Angeles. Are you commuting on those freeways this morning?
No, I'm taking my son to school.
Beautiful.
I'm off today.
What's your son's name?
We call him Davey. I'm Dave. He's Davey.
Well,
he's not a junior. He's David Michael Bateman. I'm
beautiful.
David Alexander.
Okay, beautiful. Well, you tell Davey that his dad is a smart baseball man, and you both have a beautiful day, would you?
Okay, thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on the air and letting us Dodger fans vent.
No, thank you, Dave.
It's over.
Thank you for making my morning, Dave.
It's not over. There is still 2 more games. It could be if they win tonight. There's a game on Friday.
It was unsettling.
Either way, this team, this specific team, to Dave and to Morales and all of you out there that don't want these people that are to get to have the time off before the series, they needed this time off. This team needed that time off. You needed Freddie Freeman to get a little bit of rest on his ankle because it was hurt. He also had a broken finger. You wanted Miguel Rojas to be at the highest level that he could possibly be at. Yamamoto still wasn't fully back. He needed the rest off. He needed the time off. Now, not everybody. Freddie Freeman has some hits. Rojas has a couple hits. He also had a huge screw up, and Yamamoto was terrible on Saturday.
877-710 ESPN.
But you needed the rest. You needed the rest.
You needed the rest.
He
7:47 in the morning. We're taking your calls on this Wednesday. Let's go to Thomas in Chicago on line 5, Jorge. Thomas, good morning.
Hi, guys. Morales.
Good morning.
I couldn't be lockstep with you.
That's right, Thomas.
I just want to say this. Dave Roberts is monotone, emotionless. He just sits there with his legs crossed. On the other side, you see Mike Schilt the whole entire game. He stood the whole entire game. And what I have a problem with,
and by the way, it doesn't look like standing is an easy thing for him sometimes. Go ahead, Dad.
Yeah, and then what I have a problem with is why are you starting Miguel Rojas if he has a groin injury? He's 35 years old. He's batting 9th. And, why are you starting him? So that's on him for starting him. And, this guy is constantly down. There's no fire. And let me tell you this. Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, Pete Carroll at USC, what do those all guys have in common? Well, they won championships.
And they got heart, Thomas. They got heart.
Yeah, and like what I have a problem with, and guess what? When we won the World Series in 2020, they were down 3-1. So he was still down that series. Now, again, some shit probably happened. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Thomas, why'd you have to do it, buddy? Why'd you have to do it, buddy? Come on. We were having such a good call. Thomas in Chicago, go have some. If he was in Chicago, is in Chicago, Illinois, Jorge, I believe. Let's go get some deep dish today. I would pay for it if I could. Because despite you cursing on the radio, which we don't like to do, at least your performance wasn't as bad as Ron the Caddy yesterday afternoon.
Look, no matter what, I'm disappointed in what happened last night. I'm disappointed that they lost. I'm just the reason I'm defending Dave is because I don't think he made bad decisions. I still don't think he did. But the fact of the matter is, no, they did not hit afterwards. You need to be able to hit after that third inning. Was it 13? Whatever. Yeah, third inning. You need to. It did not happen. I still think they still have they all flatline. These are good pitchers. These are good pitchers that they have on both sides. The Dodgers pitching staff was perfect after the second inning.
It's funny you say that, because I always say this in golf, which is a sport I play, is a sport I love to watch. Is Tiger Woods at his height that much better than the other? Tiger's a bad example because he probably is the greatest golfer ever. But let's take Scotty Scheffler, who's the world's number one, I believe, right now. Is Scotty Scheffler that much better of a golfer from a skill and technical standpoint, equipment, than the world's 50th golfer? No. Great golfers are great golfers. What's different is what's between the ears. And at some point, because we have had amazing leaders, head coaches, managers in this city of sports, you have to be able to motivate your team. And we thought we saw it when Mookie hit the home run. We all felt, finally. And then this.
Left one over the plate, sent in the air to deep center field. Merrill's going back. He's at the wall. It's a grand slam and a brand new ball game. Teoscar Hernandez, the lightning strike the Dodgers needed. It's 6-5.
So
a lot of crowd on there.
Yeah.
Joe Davis on FS1.
So do you think that Dave didn't talk to his team after that when you're down 6-1 after the second inning, going to the top of the third?
I think he did, probably. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't.
You don't think he motivated them there?
All I saw was after that. Yes. I saw a guy with his legs crossed, as one of our callers said. I saw a guy when not showing emotion.
So would you have been, let's just play it out. So let's say he was showing emotion. He was standing there, he was jumping around, he was making all this noise and going all crazy, and the same thing happened. Would you have been like, okay, at least he's showing some emotion?
Yes.
No, that's ridiculous.
Yes, I would.
You would still be annoyed with him. You'd still be annoyed that they lost.
His track record would annoy me, but I would at least say, you know what? At least you showed some heart.
He got them motivated between that second and third inning. After that, you can say what you want to say, but no matter what, Shohei Ohtani was an inch away from hitting that home run, and it would have been tied. It didn't happen.
It would have been. It could have been.
No, I know.
It should have been. Almost doesn't count, as Brandy once said.
I don't like the woulda, coulda, shoulda type of thing. It didn't land. I don't know what else to go with that.
877-710-ESPN on this fine morning. Let's go to line 2, Chris in L.A.
Hey, good morning, guys. You know, I hope you give me a chance to.
Let's go, Chris. Chris. If you agree with me, you got all the time in the world.
Oh well, unfortunately, I'm going to be cut off in 2 seconds then, because Morales, you are so wrong in this, and people that believe like you do really don't know baseball.
Oh, I don't know baseball. You know what I know, Chris? Hold on. I know winning and losing, and you know what the Dodgers did last night? Yet again in the playoffs, what'd they do, Chris?
They lost.
Okay.
Please
explain. Why don't you, the caller, educate me on baseball?
Well, you can educate me on ESPN, running a great radio show, but I'm going to educate you a little bit on baseball. So the manager for a baseball team is not like any other professional sports coach. They don't call plays. The most important thing they do usually is setting pitching lineups, pulling pitchers, things like that, which this year Dave has been considered manager of the year because he dealt with a depleted pitching staff, 1. 2, he does not bat. He didn't go 1 for 20 like Mookie has. He didn't go 1 for 23 after that grand slam. The whole team went 1 for 20. He is not up there batting. So he does not control what happens except for what he puts out there to play. Those players are motivated. They win 100 games every single year.
And then in the playoffs they choke, Chris. What happens?
Because it's better pitching. You're not facing those fourth and fifth. You're not facing the fourth and fifth pitchers. you're facing 1, 2, and 3 repeatedly.
So
There's
should a
reason
coach
why
or a
Aaron
manager
Judge-
or a front office prepare his players that they spend $1 billion on for that?
You can't prepare for that. Aaron
Padres
Judge
seem
went
to
1
prepare for
22.
it.
They're hot.
Oh, they're
what
hot.
Wins in
Oh,
the
they're
playoffs, What wins in the playoffs is hot, timely hitting and good pitching.
Yep.
We have had neither of those. And every time we've gone to the World Series, you have to look at each individual World Series as to what the problem was.
Okay.
Just like
Well,
if
the
you get
Dodgers
a
don't make the
remote-
World Series the last 3
let him
years.
go.
so-
He's
No,
absolutely right.
I'm going to let him go. I'm not going to cut him off. I just want to know. Dodgers haven't made the World Series, so we don't know.
No, but my point is, just like if you did a remote and something went wrong every single time, you would look at what went wrong. So for us,
You're right. And guess
it's
what?
always been-
Guess what, Chris? If it continued to happen and we lost advertisers because of it, guess who would get fired? Me
No, but
and
if
Greg.
it rained one year, or this happened, that my point is, you have to look at why something is
And
happening.
Chris,
not
to
just,
your
well,
analogy, my bosses, Greg's bosses, we look at a body of work. So they would say, yeah, he screwed this one up, but you know what? He's had 7 great events beforehand. Because that's what happened. We actually got pickleball rained out this year. And we were able to say, well, look at all the fans that still showed up and look at the body of work. The problem is, Chris, and I want you to answer this, when you look at Dave Roberts' body of work, whether the manager impacts the game or not, what does his body of work look like?
His body of work is winning 11 division championships. It'd be like you winning 11 Emmys. But if you had an event, something went wrong, and it wasn't your fault.
Okay, Chris.
No one would say Chris Morales is horrible. They say, damn, and he won 11 Emmys. He does great work.
Well, that's not how the real world works, actually, because they would say if I made the same mistake every year, because every day I try to win a championship in my field.
He's not making the same mistake. He's not batting.
They're not winning.
He's not batting.
So someone needs to
But
pay
he's not
for it,
batting.
right, Chris?
You put the guys in the right position to succeed. Chris is right. You put the guys in the position to succeed, and then when they go out there, they have to do their job. Mookie Betts
When you
has
say
to
Chris
get
is
hits.
right, you meant me or him?
No, Chris the caller,
Okay.
not you.
I was
You're
just
totally
asking.
wrong in all of this.
Hey, Morales, the Padres got all their runs on what? Crazy little bloopers through the
They still
infield
got 'em, bro.
Or timely hitting, but that's baseball.
So okay, hold on. Let's wrap this up in a way, Chris. Hold on. Let me ask you a
Miguel
question.
Rojas not going to second base was not on Dave Roberts.
I'm assuming you're a Dodgers fan and a Dave Roberts apologist, correct?
No, not at all.
You're not a Dodgers fan?
I am a Dodger fan,
Okay.
but I'm not an apologist for Dave Roberts. No.
Okay, so you're a Dodgers fan. Are you tired of this feeling that you have this morning? Are you tired of it? Does it feel good, or are you tired of it?
That's
no.
sports,
Are you-
man.
and can I give you my full answer?
Yes.
I hate it. It sucks, but I understand baseball is different than how I feel when the Lakers lose like this or the Rams lose, because it is a reactive sport. It is not a sport that you can impose your will on that other person. You can't fire me up and say, hey, knock that guy off the line, or fire me up and say, hey, take that ball to the hole and dunk it. This is baseball. You fail 25 – you fail 75% of the time.
Yep.
I mean,
a
it's
little
a
bit more
reactive
for the Dodgers,
sport.
but it's okay.
It's right, but it's a weird sport, so we can't approach it the same. I tell my wife, you can't get all emotionally invested like we do for the Lakers and SC and all this, because it's a game of failure. If you look at it, it is a game of failure.
Chris,
I hold on. I agree with you on that. It's about the 250 batting average and all that kind of stuff, but you still can get upset about this team. You still can feel how you feel about the game, just like you do with the Lakers and any other team that you follow. The Dodgers are as visceral as any other team that you can feel of. I totally understand.
Chris, do you want something to be different next year?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no. Okay.
So
yes.
no, that's Chris. We got to go. But I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
I agree with you, Chris. This is where I agree with you. I do believe the pitching moves are bad sometimes, and that's Freeman and Roberts together. Roberts gets the blame for everything. All those moves ahead of time and pulling pitchers, those are all well thought out that you guys know. So I wish they would go back to playing some more small ball, to be more aggressive, because especially in the playoffs, runs are a premium. So move the runners over, bunt a little bit more during the year, as opposed to just always looking for the long ball, because that will get you out of slumps. Those little base hits and moving runners over and getting run scored on a base hit from a bunted runner over, that'll get you out of slumps. So I think they need to do more of that instead of waiting for the long ball.
All right, Chris. Have a beautiful day, brother.
We talk about bunts all the time. We've already seen what happens when we bunt. For the most part, they pop up. They don't know how to do it. They're practicing it. They were practicing it before the series started. Miguel Rojas bunted and he popped up to first base. bunting is not always going to work. It's not like it was in 1990 with Brett Butler dropping down bunts. And
those were some good days, though.
Those were some good days. That's just not how the game is played.
Those were good
now,
days,
unfortunately. You have to do it at the right time, and only certain guys even know how to do it.
7:58 in your morning. Happy Wednesday. It's Bergman Morales, producer Jorge. The whole Mishpucha is here. Quick timeout, and then we're going to do another hour of this. Thanks for being with us as we react on your Wednesday morning live and local on LA's mega sports station, the home of Real Dodgers Talk, 710 ESPN.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Every weekday morning at 9 a.m.
You were a problem in high school, weren't you?
We were
like
just
low
jocks.
grade problem, but you were constantly having to serve a penalty.
We were
of some
jocks.
kind.
Is it John Bender from the Breakfast
Yes.
Club?
So you were a cross of Emilio Estevez and John
Yes,
Bender.
we were cutting through to get through so the principal wouldn't catch us.
It's Trav and D-Far.
Coming up this morning after Greeny on LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people would mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Francis Coppola Diamond Collection Wines are a proud partner of ESPN LA. Cheers to the City of Champions, where game-winning jumpers and award-winning wines come together for the perfect game day pairing. Go one-on-one with our easy-drinking flagship Claret Cabernet Sauvignon or celebrate like you just won the finals with our crisp and refreshing sparkling Prosecco. Find Francis Coppola Diamond Collection Wines today at a store near you. Francis Coppola Winery, Geyserville, Sonoma County, California. Please drink responsibly.
Everyone knows Earl Hershiser has won numerous awards for his performance on the field. But off the field, he's a great humanitarian, a true friend and partner of mine, and a real bulldog when it comes to business.
Baseball taught me to work hard and respect people. Rotolo Chevrolet does both, and that's why I joined the team.
Rotolo Chevrolet has been Dealer of the Year for 12 straight years. Like Earl, we know something about winning.
I believe they call that a dynasty.
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
It does if you got Dave as your manager.
It was unsettling.
8:02 in the morning. Good morning. Your Wednesday's on. Thanks for being with us at 7:10 a.m. on the all-new ESPN LA app and on socials and on YouTube. We got a full house in there on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. Thank you for your interactions. It's Bergman Morales, producer Jorge, Parker Bell, Anthony, that gutless rat back there on the social team. 877-710 ESPN.
What did Anthony do, by the way?
Oh, you want to know what Anthony did?
I do want to know what Anthony did.
By the way, Dodgers lost last night. In case you didn't know.
Thank you.
Thanks for reacting with us live and local until 9 a.m. So Anthony, a few nights ago, I believe it was Saturday night, maybe? Yeah, because I think I saw it on Sunday.
Was he wearing Minnesota?
Don't even get me into that.
Oh, there's more to it. Okay.
Anthony, what's his last name? Wex? Gex?
Gex. Jex. Sorry, Jex.
Doesn't matter.
Jex.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It was unsettling.
He posts, if you're that Dodger fan, in quotes, who's blaming Dave Roberts for this, go away or something. So Scott Kaplan, he's learning from me, decides to stir it up and tags me in his tweet and says, are you talking about at CMM Spectrum?
Oh,
and then that's an invitation.
Yeah. No, you're going to go full force, aren't
So
you?
I go at Anthony Gex.
Jex.
Doesn't matter. And I do my whole Dave Roberts rant. And then guess what he comes in dressed as on Monday?
Dave Roberts?
No. He's wearing a Minnesota Golden Gophers hat and hoodie. Yeah. And I go, hey, man,
I applaud him for that. Good for you, Anthony.
I go, hey, bro, what the F
gear.
is this? And he goes, oh, my cousin in Minnesota, I figured you'd like it. I said, uh-huh. You're on report, Anthony.
All I'm hearing is that he went after you for a bad take on Dave Roberts for this series alone. Overall, yes, Dave Roberts has to go. But good job by you, Anthony Jex, for doing that and for wearing the Minnesota gear because that's the right thing to do because let's go Golden Gophers. You want me to make you feel a little bit better? This is how you're making me. That's how you're making me feel.
So it's great you bring that up because I was thinking about this morning at the East Central Hotel as I was getting ready for the day.
With the hand?
With the hand. I know. I'm getting a lot of crap that I didn't post a picture of the hand last night.
That's on you.
Maybe I should get fired like Dave. Anyway, I get a lot of this from fans, which is, well, why don't you break a Lincoln Riley bobblehead? By the way, after Saturday, I was ready. Or last season, see, you call out Dave, you don't call out. USC hasn't had the best football team in 2 decades. They're not the number 1 ranked team. If they were year after year after year after year, and they got knocked out, I mean, college football's a little different with the playoff system,
sure.
But let's just say there was multiple rounds. And every year they got knocked out in the equivalent of the NFL wild card. I would say, yeah, it ain't working, Jack. Okay, USC hasn't had the best football team in a while. The Lakers aren't the best team in basketball for the Darvin Ham analogy, and yet everybody was ready. And then for our caller earlier that says, well, baseball's different. Being a manager's different. Okay, but you know what? At some point, someone has to pay. And if it's not going to be Andrew Friedman, it's not going to be ownership, it's not going to be Jeannie Buss with the Lakers, people go. Because you're not hitting the goal. And the goal is supposed to be, if you're not a gutless apologist, that we win championships.
I totally agree with that point. If you go by when it goes over the entire 8-9 year career of Dave Roberts as a manager, he has gone to 3 World Series. He's won the division 10 or 11 times.
11, I believe.
It was the Dodgers have won 11, but he's won the division 8 out of 9 years, I believe. So all of those things are all positive things, but he's only won 1 World Series. Yes, it was in a shortened year. I think everybody had the same thing. They were going through the same stuff. They still won that year. Either way, there has been failure consistently from Dave Roberts and in bad decisions. My only argument for today about Dave Roberts is for this series alone versus the Padres in 2024 in the NLDS, he has not made bad decisions. That doesn't mean he doesn't have to go because of the whole past and everything else. But in this series alone, he has been almost perfect.
It was unsettling.
Almost perfect, Jorge. Does that win you a championship? Almost perfect.
What I'm saying, though, is that because he's been almost perfect and then falls onto the players to be able to get the hits. Mookie Betts had 2 hits yesterday after everybody was freaking out about him. Shohei Ohtani, he got some big hits in game 1, but he's actually been kind of MIA since then. He did get a little.
He's been like that, a flatline?
Yeah, he has been a little bit of a flatline, and that's baseball. He was the hottest hitter in baseball coming in, and he was great in game 1. He has not been that way in games 2 and 3, so he has to step up tonight. But other guys have all been stepping up. It's just the fact of the matter is, pitching has been better for the Padres. Hitting has been better for the Padres. That is not.
It's just
on
baseball.
That is not. Well,
that's what
Sedano was right.
Those
on that.
T-shirts we made in 2017.
Right.
2017, 7 years ago, people were going out of their way to defend nice guy Dave. How's it feel 7 years later?
That is not on Dave. We can't just blame Dave for the guys coming up and not hitting. Max Muncy not hitting is not because he didn't get into Max Muncy's face and said, you got to hit the ball. Like, that's not how baseball works.
Oh, that's not how baseball works.
That is not how baseball works. He has to go up there and he has to swing at the right pitches and not swing at pitches that are, 2 feet above the strike zone that he did, and he struck out on 101 miles an hour. That's what happened last night. Max Muncy is the one swinging and missing. Gavin Lux swinging and missing. Will Smith being totally overmatched by Robert Suarez. That's what happened last night. That's not a Dave thing. That is the players not hitting when they need to hit.
877.
It's baseball, and we got to find a way to win Tuesday.
One more time, Jorge?
Hack the kid up. It's too
Oh, okay, that's fine. 7 years ago, we were doing that bit. 7 years ago.
I don't disagree for the longevity of his career. He has made terrible decisions in the past. He is not this year. That's my only argument about this year specifically.
That's his argument. 877-710-ESPN. Line 10, Danny in L.A. Good morning. Good morning, Danny.
Danny, you there?
Danny, is me?
Let's go, Danny.
Are you not?
Good morning.
Hey, what's up? I'm actually in Inglewood, so I was a little confused.
Oh,
so good morning, guys.
You're in the wood this morning. How is it?
Yeah, always up to no good.
Always,
But,
baby. There we go, Danny.
Look, it's Andrew Frodman's problem. He's the problem. Everybody wants to blame Dave Roberts, but at the end of the day, like, who's the one getting these players? Who's the one getting these contracts? It's Freeman. Freeman's the one that's not getting the pitching. He's not getting anyone at third base. I mean, we got Max Muncy at third base. We've got Rojas. It's like these guys. We got Andy Pages playing center field. It's like there's a reason why these guys don't want to come in and play in LA. It's because Freeman's being cheap. He's not getting
okay,
hold on, Danny. Hold on.
Okay, you cannot say Freeman is being cheap when he spent $1 billion in the offseason. He went out and got Yamamoto. He went out and got Tyler Glasnow. He went out and got Jack Flaherty. You couldn't get Tarek Skubal because they took him off the market. They couldn't get Garrett Crochet because they took him off the market. They made moves at the deadline to get the guys they need. They went out and got Michael Kopech, who led you down the stretch as your closer. He goes out and he spends and he brings in people every single year. Andrew Freeman is doing all the things that he's supposed to do. They need to come out and they need to execute. You cannot blame Andrew Freeman. He's spending the money. He got Shohei Ohtani to come here. He got Teoscar Hernandez to come here. All of these guys that are making actual differences for this team, Andrew Freeman brought in. Just because they're not hitting, it's on them in the postseason to hit. Fernando Tatis is going crazy right now. Manny Machado is going crazy for the Padres. They're hitting. The Dodgers aren't. That's not on Friedman. That's not on Roberts. That is specifically on the players themselves.
So, Danny, Greg says all this money's being spent to make a difference. But to me, there is no difference. What's the difference between last year and this year?
It's exactly the same. And the thing is, it's like you've got guys that have constantly been hitting well in the postseason that could have been Dodgers, like Bryce Harper, but he couldn't get the job done. Trey Turner left. I mean, these are holes that were never filled, and he's always bringing in these. He's like putting bandages on bullet holes. Like all he does is he'll
can't do that in Inglewood. You can't do that in Inglewood, Danny.
No, you
can't be putting those bandages on.
All right. Thank you very much for the phone call.
Oh, look
Danny.
at Greg. Greg wants to drop Danny.
I'm done. You're talking. It's just nonsense at this point. I'm sorry, Danny.
Danny, I wasn't able to tell you to have a beautiful day and good morning. I think I said
yes,
good morning.
Please have a beautiful day.
Have a beautiful
and
day
good
in Inglewood.
But you just can't go about it that way. He's bringing in all. Andrew Freeman is bringing in all the
Andrew
right
Frodman.
players.
I like that.
No, that's been the thing for a long time.
I still like
and
it.
You can't even say that. Look at what
you
this
know what
team
you can't
has.
say that Clinton Yates said earlier on this show?
The Padres are a better baseball team right now.
They are the best team in baseball at not striking out. They are the best team of baseball at getting hits. They are the best team in baseball when it comes to their at-bats. That's what they're showing in this series that the Dodgers are not. They're doing a good job of it. They did a good job against Cease. They did a good job of it against Michael King yesterday. They didn't do a good job against the bullpen.
877-710-ESPN. Let's squeeze one in before timeout. Line 5, Jeff in Encino. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Morales. I know your buddy Sam Batesh. I played baseball with him for the season.
Well, did they play better than the Dodgers last night?
Well, I tell you what, I replaced myself as the manager of the team with Sam because even though I know baseball, he knows it better than me, and he's better with people. So maybe they should replace Doc with Sam.
Okay, Jeff,
with Sam Batesh.
Sam
Batesh is going to be the manager of the
You never
Dodgers?
know.
Hey,
Jeff, what else is popping in Encino this Wednesday morning?
Well, here's the thing. I'm actually from Lindsay Baseball's neck of the woods, but my team is the Detroit Tigers, and they came back. Yeah, everybody knows it, but they came back. They had a less than 1% chance to make the postseason back on August 11th, and they did. So I still like the Dodgers. They're my local team, but I'm really happy for my Tigers. They're playing Lindsay Baseball's Cleveland. Well, I don't know the name of the
Guardians.
team.
Guardians.
And I'm looking forward to that game today. That's what's popping in Encino.
All right, Jeff, have a beautiful day, sir. Say hi to Sam Batesh. I mean, I'll probably talk to him before you, but I'll tell him the manager's the Dodgers.
Should we just text him now and be like, hey, Danny says hi?
8:13 in the morning on a beautiful Wednesday. Dodgers dropped last night. We are reacting the quack quack. We are reacting all day long here on 710 ESPN live and local. Travis and DeMarco coming up at 9 a.m. Mason and Ireland at noon. Clinton Yates and Cappy live from San Diego at 3 o'clock. And then tonight, Marcus Grant and Beto Duran till 8 p.m. as we react. Game 4 coming up tonight. First pitch, 6:08 p.m. More of your calls at 877-710-ESPN. Plus the Blue Review a little after 8:30. The great Marcus Grant will join us as we do that. Quick timeout, and we're back on this Wednesday on 710 ESPN.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Hey, football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Please celebrate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Ortho are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, or you could nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Ortho.
Avner Gatt has one of the largest teams of professional, licensed public adjusters in California, and yes, the size is important. Avner has a unique winning recipe for handling homeowners' insurance claims. No one, and I mean no one, messes around with Avner Gatt and his team. Call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256, or visit AvnerGatt.com. That's AVNERGAT, AvnerGatt.com. You call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256. Avner takes the call himself. Hello!
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My check engine light's on?
That could hurt your gas mileage. The AutoZone free Fix Finder service can help find the fix for free.
Get in the zone. This whole report for free?
That's right. Printed and on your phone for free.
Get in the zone. But what if the fix is too tough?
We'll recommend a local shop. Fix Finder, only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a pepper thing.
Francis Coppola Diamond Collection wines are a proud partner of ESPN LA. Cheers to the City of Champions, where game-winning jumpers and award-winning wines come together for the perfect game day pairing. Go one-on-one with our easy-drinking flagship Claret Cabernet Sauvignon or celebrate like you just won the finals with our crisp and refreshing sparkling Prosecco. Find Francis Coppola Diamond Collection wines today at a store near you. Francis Coppola Winery, Geyserville, Sonoma County, California. Please drink responsibly.
Oh, Dave. 8:18 in the morning. Happy Wednesday. Good morning. 710 ESPN. You got Bergman. You got Morales live and local. Producer Jorge's here. Parker Bell. Anthony Gex, the rat back there.
It was unsettling.
877-710 ESPN as we react with you live and local. Dodgers lose last night. Game 3 in the books.
The Padres are a better baseball team right now.
That's what Quinton Yates said earlier.
You can't really argue that.
Robert Suarez ready to work. 3-2 pitch. Swing, and it's hit into the glove of Higashioka. And 101 strikeout ball game. And the Padres have taken a 2-1 lead in the series. They win Game 3, 6-5.
There, it's over. ESPN Radio on the call last night. Again, you'll hear Marcus Grant and Beto Duran. We're reacting live till 8 p.m. tonight with you in the YouTube chat as the game goes on. They had a full house last night, and then at 8 o'clock, we'll pot up the rest of the game. Hopefully it's not over by 8 p.m. We'll see. Last night it wasn't.
Let's talk about tonight's game, by
Waiting
the way.
for tonight, as somebody once said.
Waiting for tonight.
So,
That's exactly. Thank you, Jorge. So the Dodgers are going with a bullpen game today, and the Padres are going with Dylan Cease.
Yeah.
So Dylan Cease on 3 days rest is coming back because he knows how important it is. The
Right,
Padres
it's a
know
big
how
deal.
important it's a make or break game.
Yes.
The Dodgers are going with a bullpen game in Landon Knack because Yamamoto has never pitched on 3 days rest in his entire career. He always has to have 5 days rest, and that's why he would pitch on Friday. And you can't bring back Jack Flaherty on 2 days rest because that's just kind of too fast.
I mean, Oral Hershiser did that once, but who am I?
On 2 days?
I don't know baseball.
Did he come back on 2 days or 3 days?
2 days in the bullpen,
very,
I
very
believe,
different.
in the NLCS.
In the bullpen, okay.
He came out and said close that game.
If it's all hands on deck and they're leading, the Dodgers, let's say the Dodgers have a lead and it's going into the 7th, 8th inning, I would hope that Jack Flaherty is somebody that they could. But also, they did not use Blake Trinan yesterday. They did not use Alex Vesia last night. They did not use Evan Phillips last night. So all of those guys are ready for tonight so that all hands on deck, everybody is available.
Well, 877-710.
I just don't agree with the fact that it's a bullpen game, but there's nobody else to go to.
877-710 ESPN. Nick in Dallas, Raul in El Paso. We're popping in Texas today. And Justin Alamorado, we'll get to you in a moment. Here's Dave Roberts on the Game 4 starting pitching.
I think as far as pitching plans, it's essentially all hands on deck. It's probably it's a bullpen game. I see one of our relievers starting. We'll sort of talk through it, and knowing we've got Jack and Yamamoto for a potential Game 5.
It's all hands on deck.
That's what hurts. It's you say all hands on deck, and then it's Jack and Yamamoto on Friday.
Can you imagine?
That's not all hands.
And I know basketball and baseball aren't the same, Chris. You don't know baseball, man. And you imagine if Phil Jackson came out and said, you know what? Kobe and Shaq sitting tonight. We're going to use the bench tonight.
So
I think as far as pitching plans, it's essentially all hands on deck.
Thank you, Dave. It's all hands on deck, baby.
Okay, but I know you're trying to make a point. I get it, Morales. You're trying to make a point.
Let's bench Matthew Stafford on Sunday.
That's not how it works in baseball.
Guys, don't worry about Matthew Stafford against the Raiders
Kobe
in 2 weeks.
plays 82 games if he has to.
You're right.
Stafford plays 17 games if he has to. He has a week off. Like it's just a different sport.
They also have motivating managers and or head coaches.
Flaherty, I can't imagine Flaherty is going to be ready off of 2 days rest, but he should be. That if he's available, he's available. They were
Andrew Fraudman.
No, don't do
and
that.
this team that is so in love with themselves, as a caller pointed out, in the make or break game, which tonight it could happen again.
Yeah.
That you are knocked out of the first round after being the best team in baseball, spending $1 billion. So you know what?
I think as far as pitching plans, it's essentially all hands on deck.
That fans, all of you apologists that call in today and all the time and say, "Oh, it's not Dave's fault." Okay,
that
maybe
is
it's
on
Andrew.
Friedman.
Oh,
that's on Friedman. Friedman makes that
is
decision.
what the Los Angeles Dodgers think of your fandom. The millions of people that pour into Dodger Stadium, spending their hard-earned money, they are going to trot out a bullpen game in Game 4 again.
It's going to be mostly Landon Knack. They'll probably start Brazier in the first
The
inning
Knack
and
attack?
then go to the Knack attack. Oh, you have it on your page now.
Yeah.
Good.
That's
Good.
what they think of you tonight, fans.
It's out of necessity. You can't bring Yamamoto back. Yamamoto can't pitch on 3 days rest. You would.
I don't
love
think
for
you
him
would
to-
want him to.
No,
How he looked on Saturday?
Well, he was tipping pitches too. So if you haven't figured that out, that portion out of it, then you absolutely do not want that. Flaherty was much better, but that's 2 days rest. It's just almost impossible to bring him back on that. It's just not. Your arm doesn't work that way. So they have to go. Obviously, you can't bring Walker back. He pitched last night. So yes, you have to go with a bullpen game where it's a starter and it's a reliever, and then it's Landon Knack. It's frustrating. It's frustrating that this is the situation that we're in. The Dodgers and the Padres are doing the same thing. There's injuries on both sides. The fact is that Joe Musgrove is getting Tommy John surgery, and he was supposed to be the Game 4 starter. They're bringing Cease back on 3 days rest. They don't have that luxury with Yamamoto.
877-710-ESPN. Nick in Dallas on line 3. Good morning, Nick. Thanks for holding on with us.
Hey, good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Beautiful. I'm beautiful. Bergman, not so beautiful.
It's been a long morning.
Yeah. It's just
you sound like this.
I don't know what it is. It could be, I don't know if it's a mental thing or what. They don't play smart baseball. They do this in the regular season. They play great. But at the same time, I just feel like it's a mental approach. It's just something don't look right. I mean, this is 3 years in a row we're on the verge of losing NLDS because they're just as good as Diego. I really can't figure it out. I just don't think they play smart baseball. And I think part of it's mental, too. They get a little tight. And I see that Otani's he's in a little funk right now. I think he's batting like 231. And they have to stop swinging at the first pitches, too. Make them pitch. And you noticed last night, I think the Dodgers only had one runner on base after the Hernandez grand slam. So I just think they need to settle down. They know it's make or break. And, Berg, I'm with you. It's just a bullpen game. I don't like the feeling of that with a do or die. But at the same time, just, I hate to see it. I hope we win. But
you hope, Nick. You hope, Nick. I want to ask you some.
Win, but
I want to ask you some Big D questions. Hold on for a second. Bergman, respond.
Okay.
So the mental mistakes was the most important thing that I heard of that. That is what is happening on the defensive side is a complete and utter mental mistakes. That's not on Dave. That's not on Friedman. That's not on anybody. That is mental mistakes by guys like Miguel Rojas, who is you brought him, you left him there at short because of who he is and how much he's one of the best defenders in baseball at shortstop, or at least for this team. He should have passed the ball, tossed the ball to Gavin Lux to at least get one guy. That was a mental mistake. You're 100% right on all of that.
Nick, do you live close to the South Fork Ranch in Dallas area?
No, I live in Plano, to be specific, which is about 20 minutes outside Dallas. And by the way, I listened to the Travis show with DeMarco and also Mason Allen just to get me through the days at work since I left LA, moved out here about 5 years ago. So I love y'all's show, just to throw that out there.
Thank you, Nick. Nick, are you a Cowboys fan or no?
Nah. I'm Raiders. I support Dallas, but I'm repping Raiders and all the LA teams.
Beautiful.
But
Nick.
But going to the Dodgers. Let's just get one tonight, see what happens, and go from there.
Nick, have a beautiful day in Big D. The South Fork Ranch was a reference to the TV show Dallas, which I love, the Ewing family. And let me tell you something.
Never saw it.
If Dave Roberts worked for J.R. Ewing, J.R. Ewing would have walked out to first base and shot him.
I never saw the show.
That's if
I
Dave
don't
Roberts
get the
got up
reference.
out of his seat and went onto the field. But he's a classy guy. He's a nice guy.
It was
nothing
unsettling.
to do with any of that. All right, let's take another phone call.
Raul in El Paso. We stay in Texas. Good morning, Raul.
El Paso.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, I'm with Chris, man.
Is El Paso not in Texas?
This guy out of there, man. He's not doing nothing. Long time Dodger fan myself, but I'm fed up with this guy, man. Get him out of there, Chris, man.
Yes.
Got a boat, man. Get him out.
Raul, you are a fine American. And if I was in El Paso today, I would buy you dinner at some steakhouse there. I'd wear my boots and a cowboy hat.
Here.
The series is not over. Am I seeing this? Is it 3? Did the Padres have
Raul,
3
is it
wins?
over, Raul? Is it over?
I'm gonna tell you this, guys. Today is the final 4-3.
Oh,
Padres win.
It is a final,
why
Raul.
if you're a Dodger fan, why are you picking the Padres to win?
Have a good day, Raul.
All right, one more than Blue Review.
Wow, he's worn out.
It's the same arguments over and over again. We're not adding anything.
Well, that's what we're here for.
I
We're
understand.
here to go to the church of Let's Fire Dave Roberts.
That's what
it
you're
was
trying to
unsettling.
do.
And we're also with therapy session today
Yes,
for
we
our
are.
listeners
Yes,
and our
we
fans that are hurting, Greg. Just because
I
you're not
agree.
hurting.
No,
they're hurting.
I'm hurting as much or more than anybody. I watch every single one of these freaking games.
Andy in L.A. on line one. Good morning, Andy. What part of L.A. are you in, homeboy?
Right in South Central by USC.
Oh, beautiful. Well, not really beautiful over at USC these days. But anyway, Andy, what do you got?
It's a nice little pocket of the neighborhood. Man, it's everyone's fault. It's everyone's fault, from front office down to the players. Like Greg says, the mental mistakes, they can't be. It's the playoffs. They can't be made. Every out is important. And the bottom of the lineup, I know they did great in the first game, but 0 for 4, mostly all of them, Edson, Muncy, Will Smith, that's unacceptable. And they just got to do something. And if they lose today, I love Dave Roberts, but he has to go. There has to be a change of voice in the locker room and the clubhouse.
Andy, you don't live far from the radio station. Will you come up with here next week with me and bash this Dave Roberts bobblehead together? I'll let you put your hand on my mallet. Will you do that for me, Andy?
I'll bring my own bobblehead, and we'll do it together.
Beautiful. Actually, we're going to put you on hold. I want to get your information, Andy, because I think we could double bobblehead.
Double bobblehead.
I think I watched a video like that last night. But anyway, go ahead.
Either way, you're right. Look, we already said this over and over again. If the Dodgers lose this series, and by the way, it's not over. They have a game tonight. If they win this game, they beat Dylan
It's like the song by Daughtry. It's not over.
It's not over. Is the series over? Did the Padres have 3 wins?
It was
they
unsettling.
Don't. They beat Dylan Cease in game 1. They can beat Dylan Cease
Would
again.
you bet me your brand new car that the Dodgers win this series?
No, because I wouldn't have a car then.
But it wouldn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm not betting. Even at the beginning of the series, I wouldn't bet you that. It's ridiculous. Putting the hands on my car that I'm going to drive around over a sports team.
There you go. Here you go. This is Greg Bergman's theme song today. It's not over, Greg.
It's not over. You have to believe in your team that's in the playoffs.
Dave Roberts doesn't even believe. Did you hear him after the game?
Can't appeal it. And the thing is that from my vantage point, it's
is
not
he
a
lie?
reason
Where is the lie? Can he
show
appeal
some
it?
emotion?
Can he,
you scumbag.
Is that going to change the fact that you couldn't challenge the play? Clinton Yates was absolutely right about that.
You know what else
couldn't
he was
do
right
anything
with?
about that.
The Padres are a better baseball team right now.
Right now, the Padres are up 2-1, making them a better baseball team. He is correct. I don't. What are we arguing about?
I want to go to the OC real quick. Paul in Huntington Beach on line 3. Paul, we'll squeeze you in here before we have Blue Review time. Good morning, sir.
Dude, I appreciate it. Listen, Roberts is Roberts, man. At the end of the day, he's a useful idiot. He's taking his cues from on high. He's been charged with going into the playoffs with a bunch of broken down Ferraris on the shelf. Look at all the darn pitching that is not available to him, and you're left in a situation where you have to go to a bullpen game in a must-win Game 4. This is insane to me. If you're going to get mad at Dave Roberts, fine. I get it. I'm with you. It's been the most frustrating 98-win, number 1 seed team I've ever seen. It's driven me crazy all year long. However, the way that this team is put together, they go out and they get the fancy new toy that's not even available to you when you need it. Look at all the guys that are not available tonight that are sitting home watching the bullpen take a must-win game. It's insane to me. There has to be a philosophical change throughout the entire organization. Also, let's not have 18-year-olds have to throw 100 miles an hour and think we got the next, Cy Young. Ah, God, let's get it done tonight.
Paul, you ever go up PCH or down PCH to Cappy's Cafe
he dropped.
for breakfast? Oh, I wanted to ask Paul about Cappy's Cafe.
He was gone. Did you
It's
hear
not
the
related
bump?
to our
Did
Cappy.
you hear the bump?
I didn't hear the bump.
Oh,
I usually hear the bumps, but Cappy's Cafe over there. I would buy Paul breakfast this morning to make him feel better. Sip on some coffee over there at Cappy's Cafe on PCH. Go ahead, Greg.
Cappy, I don't know that cafe. I know
It's Cappy's Cafe.
I've never been there.
So like a hole-in-the-wall great breakfast spot my uncle used to take me 2 years ago.
It's frustrating to know that there's a bullpen game today. I'm totally with you, the caller, on that. I'm totally with everybody on that. It's frustrating to see that there is a bullpen game. If you actually step back for a moment and think about it, there is no possible other way to go about it. There's nobody else that can pitch in this game besides a bullpen game, and that's a function of everything.
Would you call it unsettling?
Yes.
It was unsettling.
And yes, I get it that it's what you brought in. You paid a ton of money for Glasnow, and he didn't make it through the year, and you know that he never has before. You paid a bunch of money for Yamamoto, and he stunk it up in Game 1. You went out at the deadline and got Jack Flaherty, and you couldn't get anybody else. That's not to say they didn't try, but they didn't have anybody else to go to. Clayton Kershaw was not ready. Gavin Stone got injured. All these guys got injured, and that is on the front office, and that's on the whole philosophy of pitching for this franchise just in general. They need to go back and change it, and Freeman has said that he has to go back and look. And what is the fundamental problem that we are having, and that begins in Double-A, and that's where they're throwing the hardest out of any team in all of baseball. That's major and minor leagues. The Dodgers Double-A team throws the hardest in baseball.
Well, it's good they're doing it in Double-A.
No, it doesn't matter.
Bring them to San Diego.
But that's the reason that these guys are getting hurt.
Right.
That they're throwing so hard and so early.
Why are they throwing so hard in Double-A?
Because that's the guys that they're bringing in. So you want to go to another call, or you want
I
to
do.
go to
I want to work
Grant?
in Jesse. I want to work in Jesse Navarro. He's been on hold for a while, and then we'll take a quick time out. Then Blue Review time with Marcus Grant. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning. I'm on the radio.
You're on the radio, Jesse.
You're on the radio. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Say hi to your mom.
So two things here.
For me.
My mom, rest in peace.
R.I.P., bro.
Just so you guys know that. Just two things though. Dave Roberts, man. Honestly, yes, years past, he's done questionable decisions, things like that. But this year, dude, has been probably one of the worst seasons that our rotation has been so injured, and to still come out on top with the best record in the division, best record in the league.
Jesse,
it's saying something, man.
Jesse, you know you're not on top, Jesse. If you lose tonight, right? You know you're not on top.
I understand that, but another thing though, I'm just letting you know. Let me get to it. Let me get to
Let's go, Jesse.
Game 3, man. But also this game 1. We don't win game 1 without Dave Roberts' decisions, man. Because that Yamamoto pitched a crappy game. The stats were saying that Yamamoto after the 4th inning he gets better. He didn't even wait till the 4th inning. He yanked them. Started a bullpen game after that. So you guys need to give him his props for that, man. But game 2 obviously was a disaster. Whatever, we won't talk about that one. But game 3, also another one. We got to start off with the fact that Walker Buehler pitched the gem. Just the fact that he honestly, Machado got him with that 2-2 pitch. He blooped it out. I don't know how he got that, but whatever. And then everything just pretty much fell apart after that. Baseball gods pretty much hate us.
The baseball guys. Let's blame the baseball. Jesse, I want to ask you something because you sound like a fine. What city are you in this morning, Jesse?
Whittier, where the girls are pretty.
Exactly right, Jesse.
That's the thing, right?
Exactly, yes.
Yes, sir.
You in West Whittier or East Whittier?
But honestly, I don't even know.
Oh, that's fine.
Uptown,
Jesse, what I want to ask you is, you sound like a smart gentleman. You're on your way to.
Are you tired?
You're on your way to work for a hard day. You work hard. I'm sure you support your Dodgers. You buy a Dodgers hat. You take your family or whatever to Dodger Stadium. You spend your hard-earned money. And this team doesn't think enough of you, Jesse and Whittier, to put out a real pitcher tonight in Game 4, make or break.
They don't
think of you to fire Dave Roberts today. They need to fire Dave Roberts.
Today? It's not even still the series.
Let me still get to this. So I was just discussing this as well, right, with my cousin, right? We're just talking
What's
about
your cousin's
why
name?
is it a bullpen? Well, who else are we going to throw out there in the bullpen game? There's nobody else out there. Yamamoto looked like he was lost in the lights in Game 1, right? Flaherty obviously didn't have it for Game 2. Buehler was amazing. But you know what? Let's just try to do this with the bullpen. Start giving different arms, different angles, different speeds. Let's get it going. But this is what I wanted to go ahead and bring up.
Go ahead.
If Rojas was hurt and he knew that he was hurt, he pretty much cost us a couple runs, which cost us the game. You know, shortstop's the most demanding position that you can play. So if he knows he's hurt, he shouldn't be playing, man. And I hope all the Dodgers hear this, man. Light a fighter in your ass, dude.
Let's do it.
And I hope you guys can pull this game off and bring this back to L.A., man, because honestly, year after year after year after year after year of this,
You're tired.
Ridiculous.
You're tired. You're worn out.
We got to finish this up.
Yeah, you're tired, Jesse.
Rojas' mental mistake was not because of his groin. That's not. He has been good defensively before that. That was a mental mistake on Rojas, and it changed the entire inning, that second inning. And by the way, you mentioned injuries before. They had worse injuries last year. You had Lance Lynn pitching.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's all going to turn out
three.
the same.
Yeah, no, this is the problem. That in the last 3 years, the Dodgers have 2 wins total so far in the NLDS. They won once against the Padres in Game 1 and then lost 3 in a row.
Are you tired, Jorge?
They lost 3 in a row against Arizona last year.
You tired?
They won Game 1 and they lost the next 2 games. If they don't win tonight, it's a mess.
Jorge and I are wearing Dodger hats this morning, and we're tired of this nonsense. We're going to take a quick time out. Then Marcus Grant's going to try to educate us on something, we hope. Blue Review is next right here with Bergman Morales, the whole gang on 710 ESPN.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Every weekday morning at 9 a.m. If
You
don't
were
want
a
me to-
problem in high school, weren't you?
We were
like
just
low
jocks.
grade problem, but you were constantly having to serve a penalty.
We
of
were
some
jocks.
kind.
Is it John Bender from the Breakfast
Yes.
Club?
So you were a cross
beat the
of
principal.
Emilio Estevez and John
Yes,
Bender.
we were cutting through to get through so the principal wouldn't catch us.
It's Trav and D-Farm.
Coming up this morning after Greeny on LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
Hey kids, Uncle Artie here from Perennial Law, here to tell you about a newer sponsorship deal with Matt Barnes, who has deep LA roots, former Bruin and pro basketball player for both LA teams.
If you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Perennial Law. And there's never any upfront fees. They collect when you collect. And for the record, their win-loss record puts them in the top of the standings. That's 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Good mornings make for better days.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Great game. You got into the end zone again and again. How'd it feel?
Awesome. Like getting the phone again and again. I just got the new iPhone 16 Pro today.
Really?
Yeah, and with AT&T Next Up Anytime, I can upgrade early every year.
Very nice.
Feel like an MVP again. Learn how to get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us and the latest iPhone every year with AT&T Next Up Anytime. AT&T. Connecting changes everything. Offer subject to change. Additional fees, terms, and restrictions apply. $0 offer may not be available on future iPhones. Next Up Anytime feature may be discontinued at any time. See att.com/iPhone for details.
Over 20 years ago, the first batch of Tito's handmade vodka was distilled in the heart of Austin, Texas. Since then, its roots have stayed put, and its vodka continues to be made on the same land where Tito built his dream. A distillery called Mockingbird that houses a simple vodka with a spirit the size of Texas and as good as the day it was born. Learn more about the Tito's story at Tito'sVodka.com. That's Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Hey, it's Mace. LA, it's time to get real. Jacob Imrani is the real deal. Injured, unsure who to trust. It's in the name. Call Jacob, the chosen legal partner of the Los Angeles Rams. He has recovered hundreds of thousands of dollars where other attorneys might settle for pennies. Get a partner who's committed to turning your setback into a comeback. Call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB, or visit calljacob.com. Jacob is the real deal.
Call Jacob.
One of LA's best kept secrets in the heart of Los Angeles, East Central Hotel offers effortless accommodations and unparalleled accessibility. The East Central Hotel is for everyone looking for entertainment with their trendy, spacious rooms, a renovated gym, and a patio lounge for breakfast, dinner, and drinks. Stop by their incredible Nixo Lounge before your next event at LA Live. Book your stay at eastcentralhotel.com or call 213-748-1291 today at Entertainment's official address.
Is your vehicle due for service? Is it time to get those wipers replaced? If so, head into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. For over 30 years, Valvoline has provided quick and convenient automotive maintenance services for busy people just like you. At Valvoline, you stay in your car safe while the expert technicians make sure your ride is at its best. Oil changes, wiper blades, and more. Just pull up, drive in, and drive out in about 15 minutes. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and game-winning coupons off of your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
There's still a game tonight. There's a game tonight where it's going to be a bullpen game for the Dodgers.
8:42 in the morning.
Cease. It's not over.
8:42. I'm in reality. Bergman's not. Good morning.
It's not over. That is
Happy
reality.
Wednesday. The Dodgers playoff special here, live and local. Travis and DeMarco coming up at 9 a.m. But right now, this is Blue Review time.
It was unsettling.
What was my song yesterday? It's time for the Blue Review with Bergman and team.
Bergman and Grant.
Part of that team. Marcus Grant was on last night till 8 o'clock. They were so excited, him and Andy, when the Dodgers were hitting home runs. And then, good morning, Marcus Grant.
What's going on, fellas?
So, Marcus, Morales' whole thing this morning is, are you tired? Are you tired of what's going on? Are you tired of Dave Roberts?
Are you tired of losing every year?
So, my thing is, this series alone, just taking just this series, Dave Roberts has been basically perfect. Where are you at Dave Roberts on this series alone? Not his overall record, this series alone.
I don't think any part of what's happened in this series is on Dave Roberts. I
right.
don't. I think he's been as good as you could imagine. We got a comment in the chat yesterday, and I don't remember who said it, but somebody made the point that this feels like the first series in a long time where Dave Roberts is actually managing, as opposed to, it just when it felt like he was like reading off a off a spreadsheet, or a flow chart where like if this, then that. This feels like he's going out and actually moving some chess pieces around. Now, it hasn't worked out in 2 of the 3 games, but I don't think that has anything to do with Dave Roberts. I think he has made as many good decisions as possible, and at some point it's up to the guys on the field to actually perform. So, who knows what happens tonight? But
no. We know what happens tonight, Marcus.
No, we don't.
We know what happens.
No, we don't.
But maybe Dave will get that award for being a manager this year. The Marcus Grant Award for actually managing the team. Maybe we can do that after the game. Will they do a whole press conference? He sound awake, unlike last night.
Can't appeal it, and the thing is that from my vantage point,
He's
it's
not
not
wrong.
a replayable play.
You're focusing on the wrong thing.
Go out there and kick some dirt. Go out there and show some heart and emotion, because your fans do when they spend their hard-earned money every night at Dodger Stadium that they may or may not have to spend. And you know what you got? For another year. Go ahead.
You're obviously just itching to smash a bobblehead.
Yes,
let's
what it is.
start with that.
Yeah.
Right?
Because I'm a Dodgers fan, and I'm tired. I'm tired of this nonsense year after year after year.
And I think we all are. 100%. Here's the thing. At some point, you just know this is who Dave Roberts is. Like, if he starts jumping up and down and screaming, isn't it just performative at that point?
Sometimes you got to be able to perform, Marcus. Okay? Sometimes you got to be able to perform.
It's just out of who he is. Marcus is right.
And the guys have to perform, right? Dave Roberts isn't the one who threw a ball off the back of Manny Machado. He's not the one who failed to get either out in what should have been a double play ground ball up the middle. I mean, there are so many, he's not the guy who can't pick up, who's not getting on base after the 3rd inning, right? Did they have, 1 base runner, I think, after the 3rd inning last night? I mean, that's not on him. He is moving the pieces around as best he can. And I'll admit this, I am probably more forgiving of Dave Roberts than a lot of folks in the fan base are. But I'm having a hard time finding fault with him in this series.
So, in this series specifically, he's done everything right. Overall, where do you fall on this? If they do lose the series, it's not over yet, Martin Morales. They still have a game tonight, and they have a game on Friday. You can play the song as much as you want. No matter what, it's not over yet until it's actually over.
Okay.
But if they do if they do lose the series, are you ready to move on from Dave?
I don't think I am. Look, here's the thing. If they do, I am not going to complain about it, right? If they don't, I'm also not going to be upset about it. I just go back to, one, this is a team that over the last decade really has been built for 162 and has not been built for a playoff run. But this year especially, right, I keep going back, 40 pitchers. They used a franchise record 40 pitchers this year. They went long stretches without Mookie Betts and Max Muncy at the same time. Freddie Freeman was in and out of the lineup. If if you had said to me at the beginning of the season that the Dodgers are going to have to turn to Landon Knack in a do-or-die playoff situation, I would have first said, well, who is Landon Knack? And second, I would have been like, things have gone terribly for this team. It's just hard to put this. This has been one of his best managerial jobs, I think, that I can remember. But I get it. Look, if they fail to get in the first round, it is really hard to make the case that you have the right guy steering the ship. But then I do ask you the question, who is the right guy? Because that's the thing. If
Anybody
you're gonna
Dave.
Punt one guy.
That's not how it works.
If you're going to punt one guy, you got to be able to find the next guy, right? Because the grass isn't always greener.
So I'll tell you this: like when it comes to baseball, I also don't fully think that the manager makes that much of a difference. In the regular season, they win and lose you somewhere between 5 and 10 games. In the playoffs, they can lose you a lot of games. However, that's not been the case this year. No matter what, at the end of the day, it's that you've now lost 3 times in a row to division opponents in the NLDS with only winning twice at this point. That is not acceptable, and it's time to get a new voice in the air. I fully understand that. But to move on to what's going to happen tonight, Marcus, it's a bullpen game with Landon Knack and against Dylan Cease. They can hit Dylan Cease, but also seeing bullpen game to me is just it's really hard to see, but I don't know where else you could possibly even go. Yamamoto on 3 days rest, not possible. Flaherty on 2 days rest, I don't think possible. Where are you on that?
I mean, I don't think you have a choice. I think it has to be Knack. I think that's the only thing you can really do. Now, I would like for it to not be a bullpen game, knowing that if you – I guess the good news is if you win tonight, you do have a day off to sort of get everybody in order for a potential Game 5. So I guess in that way it is sort of all hands on deck for this team tonight. But, look, man, you got –
Wait a minute. Did you say all hands on deck, Marcus?
I think as far as pitching plans, it's, essentially all hands on deck.
Oh, thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave.
Essentially, not all. Essentially.
So are you saying I could be the next manager of the Dodgers?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying, Morales?
I think you have a great shot to choke 3 years in the playoffs just like Dave Roberts. You're right, Marcus. I actually think you do it better because you have more emotion than Dave Roberts.
Yeah, I don't know if that's always a good thing, but yeah, I would probably get a little bit fired up in the dugout. Here's the thing. I mean, I think, look, it's Johnny Holstaff tonight for this team, but the fact that they got 5 out of Walker Buehler, minus the second inning, which most of that was not on him. The home run to Tatis was on Buehler. Everything else was really a defense that let him down. So you probably could have gotten 6 out of Buehler last night had the defense supported him. So if they can get 5 out of Knack, which I know is a tall order, but if they can get 5 out of Knack, and they can find a way to get to Cease again for a couple of runs, we could be talking about a Friday proposition with this team.
We could be, Marcus. I want to play something for you real quick. Clinton Yates said this earlier on this show this morning.
The Padres are a better baseball team right now.
Do you agree with that or no?
I do. No, I do. I think they are better, but they do all the things that the Dodgers don't, and they do all the things that win in the playoffs. I mean, they get length out of their starters. They get on base. I mean, look, Tatis has power. Machado has power. Pretty much everybody else is just, we're going to put the ball in play. We're going to make you defend us. And that's the thing that the Dodgers do not do, which is, again, they're built for 162. They can slug for 162 with anybody. But when you're facing quality pitching night in and night out in the playoffs, you need to be able to put the ball in play and get on base. And that's the thing. This is a swing and miss team, and that is their downfall a lot in the postseason.
So we've talked about this a ton, Marcus. I mean, throughout this year, is that the fact of the matter is this lineup has always been known as a deep lineup for the Dodgers. They have added Tommy Edman. That was a huge pickup, and he has, I think, 3, 4, 5 hits, something like that in the series. And he's been getting on base. He has a bunt base hit. Like, he's been doing what he needs to do. The bottom of the lineup had been good. We've talked about it over and over again, the fact that this lineup is so long. It felt like they built this team to have the pitching to be ready, the bullpen to be ready, the lineup to be ready, and it's just kind of faltered down the stretch. In the last 2 games, the bottom of the lineup kind of hasn't showed up, besides that one Miguel Rojas base hit to start the rally to get to the Grand Slam. That was it.
Yeah, I mean, that is very true. But here's the thing. Game 1, they win. They score 7 runs. Game 3, they score 5 runs.
What happened to Game 2?
That's good enough to
win. What happened to Game 2, Marcus?
Game 2, they got smoked.
Okay.
Well, Game 2, they got smoked.
The Padres are a better baseball team right now.
They are. I mean, they 100% are.
No one's arguing that.
7 runs, 5 runs, those most nights are good enough to win. I think the bigger conversation that we need to have in the offseason is Andrew Friedman and his method of building a pitching staff. Because more than anything, that has been the downfall of this team. And here we are sitting here having a conversation about what can they get out of Landon Knack, right? I mean, this is a team that has leaned on Knack and Justin Robleski. It leaned on Gavin Stone for a good part of the season before he got injured. It's great to see the kids come up and perform well. That's not what this was supposed to be coming into the year, right? That they're going into this with no Tyler Glass now, with Yamamoto basically a month off of an extended IL stint. That they had to go out and get Jack Flaherty in the middle of the season to sort of give them another arm to use. This sort of goes back. And look, I think this even goes back to the way they used pitchers with his time in Tampa. Yes, they made a World Series, but they did it in a really unconventional way, in a way that ended up backfiring on them when they got to the World Series. So this is not just a Dodger thing for Andrew Friedman. This is a long-term career thing for Andrew Friedman.
Andrew Friedman.
It was
Anytime
unsettling.
someone goes to that, using their name and changing it to Fraudman, I lose all respect for the argument.
Said it earlier, I like it.
I know that's been around for a long time. I lose all respect for the argument at that point. But either way, the fact is, Freeman has been saying that he needs to go back and look at what they're doing fundamentally throughout the organization. And you're right, Marcus, that they have to look at what they're doing with their pitching staffs, because this is not just this year. This is last year too. The fact of the matter is, they had Bobby Miller pitching game one as a rookie, and he just wasn't ready. Clayton Kershaw was not supposed to be the 1, 2, or probably 3 starter last year, and he ended up pitching in game 2 and getting smoked. So they have to go back and look at what they're actually doing and bringing in the right type of guys. Now, to be honest with you, Landon Knack, to me, is the type of guy that they actually need to start building those types of guys around. That don't throw 100 miles an hour. They just pitch to spots and have a variety of pitches. So I actually feel good about Landon Knack tonight as well. Where are you on him?
I feel good about him. I know, in our text chain you mentioned who would be more likely to go 7. I said, weirdly, I think it's Knack, kind of for that reason. He's the guy who, when he's right, pitches to contact, tries to avoid barrels. Is not going to go out there and max effort on every pitch, and that's the thing that can get you through an extended outing. Efficiency is going to be part of it. It's trying to minimize the high stress innings, try to minimize having guys on base. So, I felt good about Buehler last night, and again, aside from some defensive lapses, he lived up to expectations, and I feel pretty good about Knack again tonight. So it's just a matter of can they stay out of those high stress innings, and can the offense actually be productive outside of just a couple of at-bats.
Blue Review time, 8:55 in the morning, 5 in front of 9. We'll get Travis and DeMarco in here in a moment on our Dodgers playoff special. But I want to take a call. Glenn in Wahabra's been holding for a while. We've had a busy morning of interaction, Marcus Grant. So let's see if Glenn wants to say anything to you, Marcus. And by the way, Glenn, good morning in Wahabra today. Fine city.
Good morning. How you doing?
Beautiful, man. I'm beautiful. These other scumbag, gutless bums aren't.
You're so happy that they lost. You're so happy.
We got Glenn here. Glenn, good morning.
Well, hey, here's my viewpoint. Is Dodger fan for forever and a day, almost 50 years, and I hate to say it, but it's not Dave Roberts' fault. I mean, unfortunately, I hear your guys' opinion, and it's really sad that you're bashing the guy because.
Oh, it's so sad, Glenn. It's so sad
that
a manager who's lost 3 years in a row in the first round of the playoffs after spending $1 billion having the best team in baseball, it's really sad that he lets his fans down and his players.
And be careful when you say you guys. It's one man that is doing it. Marcus and I are very much saying
Glenn, do you feel sad for what Dave Roberts does to you year after year? Do you feel sad, Glenn?
No, I don't, because I'm a man, and it's a game, guys. It's a game. You win, you lose.
You're calling into a sports radio show, so you must take it pretty seriously.
Well, no, like I said, I appreciate the Dodgers. I love the game. I played many years of my life. But the point that I'm making here is this. With what you guys are talking about, you said he made 11 of the 12 years he's clinched the division, right? Or 8 out of the 9. You guys have had numbers back and forth on that. But the bottom line is, if you look at that statistic, he's batting, through the roof. Nobody else is doing it. So give him props for what he's done.
Let's give him props, Glenn. Let's give him props.
So Glenn, real fast, I'll take Morales aside in this one specific point. It's what happens in the playoffs. What they do in the playoffs.
I hear you.
This team can win 90 games with you as the manager, Glenn. No matter what, they can make the playoffs. That they have to be able to get it done in the playoffs, and it hasn't happened. So so I agree with that point. However, this specific series, he's been great.
So at least he's got us to the ability to try and finish the deal and get the ring. Would you agree with that?
Well, he's had it for 9 years.
Right. It hasn't happened. The truth of the matter is, they got the highest payroll, if I'm not mistaken, in baseball. They've done everything they could. They put the best effort out on the field with the talent that we have. It's the job of the guys on the field to perform when it's crunch time.
Yep.
Any sport that you play, you guys play sports, and you know when your back's against the wall, either you're going to get it done or you're not. And there's going to be that 1 or 2 or 3 different plays in that day that affected the outcome of the game. True or false?
Glenn, if they get knocked out of the
Absolutely
playoffs yet again for the 3rd year in a row, will you feel better tomorrow if Dave, or not tomorrow, but next week if Dave Roberts is fired? Will that at least make you feel like somebody is paying for this disgusting act year after year?
I will tell you this. I will be as heartbroken as the other millions of people that bleed Dodger blue. Tommy Lasorda, that was, good Lord, that was the greatest times of our life to see that guy get out there and, like you say,
and show some emotion.
He'd get out there with fire in his belly.
Yeah.
He would kick dirt at the ump, and he got thrown out of the games because he was passionate.
Yes.
And I agree with you.
And you know what Dave is, Glenn?
That's a key factor.
That's Dave, Glenn.
He's not putting passion into Miguel
Glenn,
Rojas.
have a beautiful day in La Habra. Hopefully you go down to El Cholo there on Whittier Boulevard. And next door, there's a great Italian restaurant that the owners of El Cholo opened called Il Gatto. Il Gatto means the cat, Greg. Did you know?
I did know that.
Marcus Grant, thank you for being with us as part of this nonsense this morning. You will be on tonight, correct?
Yep.
6 o'clock with Beto Duran.
Yep.
Beto and
That's
you
right.
got the playoff special. During the game, more reaction with Marcus Grant. Travis and DeMarco are locked and loaded. They're going to join us for some super crosstalk. 1 minute in front of 9 at KSPN Los Angeles. A good Karma Brands radio station. We'll take a very quick timeout. Then Travis DeMarco. And we'll see where Travis stands today. If he's gutless or if he's got more passion than Dave Roberts.
He's going to be him. He knows what's up.
That's next at 7:10.
Hey kids, Uncle Artie here from Pernia Law, here to tell you about our newest partnership deal with Matt Barnes, who has deep LA roots, former Bruin and pro basketball player for both LA teams.
If you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law. That's 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
That's right. Call us or slip into the DM, Uncle.Artie.
Uncle Artie's not just my friend, but he's your uncle in the business. Artie Pernia is a seasoned personal injury attorney who works with you, so you receive the best possible compensation for your case. Let Uncle Artie and the Pernia Law family provide peace of mind, so you can focus on recovery and getting back to you.
If you've been injured in an accident or you're unhappy with your current injury attorney, come to Pernia Law. We take care of you like family. That's why they call me Uncle Artie.
Call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law. That's 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good Karma Brands radio station.
Emotion. Something Dave Roberts doesn't have.
You think emotion is going to stop Miguel Rojas from throwing a ball to Gavin Lux at second base?
9 o'clock straight up. I already did the ID, and then we played the ID, so I don't need to do that. Super crosstalk time. Bergman's here, Morales, producer Jorge. Emily's now in the seat. Parker Bell, Anthony Gex, Wex, that gutless rat.
Jex.
And Travis and DeMarco.
All right, so Travis and DeMarco are here. I'm really excited for this. So
now Greg feels like he's got somebody behind him with DeMarco.
I don't know.
No, because DeMarco kisses your butt.
No, he doesn't at all.
Dude.
So, real fast.
Take a break.
Wait, hold on. I talked to Travis.
No, that's
basically,
called passionate radio.
All right.
Dang.
I talked to Travis every
Marco's got to
single
calm
morning.
down. He doesn't have a lot of time left on that deal.
Take a break over there, Top Gun Shades.
With Travis about the Dodgers.
Jeez.
11 months.
Go fly an airplane.
I've been doing it for 2 hours.
Right into the ground.
Is there a possibility to get a word in? So either way, I talk to Travis every single morning about the Dodgers in some shape or form, whether it's from a text message or actually a conversation.
You commiserate.
Or the grid.
Or the grid, yeah. A lot of different things.
Yeah.
You walked in so stone-faced. I have no idea which way you are feeling on this game right now.
Is there a second way to feel?
How do you think he feels?
So are you going, are you going towards Morales like, you're tired, or are you
I've been doing church all morning with our listeners.
I understand the Dave Roberts hate for overall, but in this series alone, He has done nothing wrong in this series alone.
No. That's a separate conversation. What they did last night was awful. There's just full stop. It was awful. And I do think Dave screwed up something big time last night.
Don't give it up.
I really do.
Don't give it up. Save it for the show.
Wait a minute. Whoa, that's a John Ireland move.
Save it for the show.
Come on, DeMarco.
No. I saw the passion in the room. I was just in there. I don't want him to waste it right now.
Oh, no.
Then tune in at 9 o'clock or 9:15.
It is 9 o'clock.
Then wait till 9:15. You're going to hear it all. No. Save that, Travis. Don't let it go.
See, I do like this move by DeMarco because he is right. Now we're going to push people for another quarter hour.
Hang in there.
I like that.
But I've got plenty of passion for what I saw last night because somebody had to have some.
Yes.
Oh, see, you're letting it go.
And
see, I didn't know where he was going to go.
I didn't know that.
The
same place you are.
Well, baseball is baseball, and we're running into some tough pitchers. And it's not just him. It's every last one of them. I'm a Freddie Freeman fan. I think he's great. I think he's going to the Hall of Fame. But, we're running into some I know everybody thinks we're supposed to hit 400. Can somebody get pissed off?
Yes.
Can someone get mad, please?
Yes.
Can someone do the thing that needs to be done, which is
Travis,
light a fire underneath your damn team? I understand that what Manny Machado not only did wasn't outside the rules. It was actually a really smart baseball play.
Genius baseball
it was.
Play.
Who gives a damn? Burn the stadium to the ground.
Go get out there. What's that going to do? No, honestly, what is that going to do if Dave gets out there and yells and screams over something that's wrong?
Who knows? Because he didn't do it.
So either way,
hold on.
Amen, Brother Travis.
Walker Buehler goes in there and tears the
he did.
GD dugout to the ground and goes out there and lets him hang and lights him up the rest of the game because his defense can't do one thing right. And Dave's sitting there going, oh. Tommy Lasorda, and I'm going to play it for you a little bit later on. Tommy Lasorda had a very similar situation in the 1977 World Series where Reggie Jackson stuck his ass in the middle of a throw. Tommy went out there and nearly started a riot in Yankee Stadium.
I love it.
Amen,
baby.
And to just go out there and go, oh, well, somebody other than Walker Buehler get mad.
So I would fully agree with you if right after that happened, right after that second inning happened, they didn't come up in the very next top of the inning and go hit, grand slam.
And then
they showed the it didn't matter if he went out there and screamed and yelled and showed what he had.
Teo had a great at bat and he gave them life that lasted 5 minutes.
Yeah,
and then they went right back to the same old team they've been for the last how many years? We're looking at the third consecutive year where you're out in the first round potentially. The same thing.
But that's the
isn't
passion.
that how you
want
feel?
This passion. But the fact that you're saying that this passion, going out there and doing it, it showed in the very next half of the inning.
No,
the rest of the way doesn't matter.
It showed
it's different.
with Teo being a guy that hasn't been poisoned by this thing that goes through it. That goes through and sitting there
with you.
That somebody needed to do. And Greg, I'm not saying it would have worked. I'm saying I would have liked to have seen it. And
Brother DeMarco, say amen with me.
And it's the same reason that they have to do something now. Not because it's his fault. I still vehemently disagree with Chris that it's his fault.
That's what my argument has been.
But he needs to go because it's time for something new.
I agree with that.
Do you want to break it?
No.
You cannot lose 3 years in a row in the NLDS to a division opponent.
With the best record in baseball.
I'm fully in agreement with you on there.
By the way,
where are you? I'm trying to figure out where you are.
So there's two things can be true.
Your elements of him.
I just got an alert on my Apple Watch. I think they think I'm having a stroke. Amen, Brother Travis.
Might be right.
Well, Siri, what's Chris's BPMs?
I do not think that this series is on Dave Roberts. However,
Oh,
I do think
that's
that
where you're at.
Yeah, they do not. He does need to go if they lose the series. 100%, I agree with that.
There's one other managerial thing that I think they missed that I'm not going to tell you right now, but I'll give it to you coming up.
Another tease.
Because it was a huge part of the reason they had that 6-run inning.
A blunder?
A huge part of it.
Miguel Rojas is out there?
Not just a blunder, a physical blunder. It was a strategic blunder.
DeMarco.
Sir.
We've had this conversation,
Yeah.
I think on air and off air. Was Dick Vermeil different than Mike Martz in how he energized the team?
Yeah. Dick Vermeil is a much better leader than Mike Martz.
Did it make a difference to how you played on the football field?
Yes. We were better prepared to play.
Did his emotions impact your emotions during the Super Bowl that you won?
I see where you're going, not him. that wasn't Vermeil's style. He's not going to be a yeller and a screamer.
He's not Dan Campbell.
No, we're going to be as prepared or more prepared than anybody we play.
But I'm not talking about just yelling and screaming. That's my bit.
Yeah.
But did his emotions, however it was, that made him a better coach?
I see where you're going. It's not that with him.
See
I want to see more emotion. Sometimes you have to make a show of it to send a message.
Do you think that?
But if he ain't that guy, Robert Saleh, that's a perfect example. You're not that guy.
Right.
I can smell phony on you.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're not that guy, don't try. Eli Manning, he tried to be a rah-rah. You're not that guy.
So if Dave Rupp went out there and started screaming and yelling and making a show, you'd be like, that's not you, man. You wouldn't even believe
What's the downside?
That, right?
What's the downside?
They still came back in the next top of the inning and actually got hits.
They got hit. It was unsettling.
What's the downside? You've done Plan A for how many years now?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's
the
yielded,
downside to him popping off.
It's yielded the results that it's yielded. So if Plan A is let's lose in the first round because we're all going to sit here and be very professional and hey, we ran into some good pitching and baseball's random and do all that stuff. What's the harm in maybe being slightly inauthentic and going out there and throwing, even if this could be one of these things, you go out there and go, look, I know that he didn't do anything wrong, but I'm going to go out there and raise holy hell because I have to try something. What's the downside?
There's no downside to it, but also the only downside could be, and DeMarco, you were saying this, that you can smell phony. So if it's phony, are those players, are Shohei Ohtani be like, he got excited there.
Hold on.
That's
the downside is you lose the guys in the locker room, and those are the most important guys. I wouldn't say lose them.
He's lost them already?
I wouldn't say lose them, but they start to question you if you start to act phony. Vermeil, okay, Super Bowl, it gets down to blank cutting time.
Right.
Okay, he never comes down to the defensive side. He stays over there.
Okay.
But when it came time, he was on our side trying to pump us up.
Did that mean something to you?
No, get away.
Okay.
Like you're nervous and you're making us nervous.
Okay.
It's phony. Stay over there.
Okay.
So you may lose the confidence of the guys that are putting on the uniform. That's the downside. The positive is you win the show of it.
Now
you go out there and you get your video, your soundbite.
For the fans, not for your
people,
players,
yeah.
for the fans.
To Travis's point,
how do we know it's not for the players? How do we know they're not going to respond?
As a player, that's what he's saying.
That's him, and that's football. I'm saying
this guy. Not you.
This guy has tried this routine for as long as he's been here, and it has been wildly successful during the regular season. As steady as she goes, everything is good vibes. We're all in this together. I'm going to say the right things. I'm not going to put guys on blast. I'm not going to do any of these things. Your season is hanging by a thread. There's at least something that might get some guys animated, might get something going along the way. You don't think that Tommy Lasorda would have gone out there and gone bananas?
But that was him. That wasn't
Tommy.
Yeah, it wouldn't be inauthentic when he did that.
Yeah.
So you can go back to Tommy Lasorda, but he was a totally different type of person. It's not the fact
to try something new, man. This is so tiresome.
He's tired.
He's
tired.
Tired.
Brother Travis is tired.
Either way, I agree. I'm tired. I hate the fact that we're losing again. I hate the fact you're down 2-1. I don't think it's over, though.
I don't either.
Especially, they've already gone to see Swenson.
Here's the simple way to look at it, and it's encouraging until you really start to peel the onion a little bit.
Yeah.
The Dodgers winning 2 games in a row is not an insane proposition.
It's 2 weeks ago.
It's entirely possible.
Can you win 2 games? This team win 2 games in a row against anybody? Of course they can. Now, they're facing really good pitching. They're running out not very good pitching, but it's not over. I agree with you.
It's not over.
But the idea of them just doing what they've done, and I got a list of quotes. It's the same old story again, and I'm tired of it.
So real quick, a couple things before we hand off officially. DeMarco, you talked about this in theory of Aaron Donald not being in the locker room.
Yes,
you need somebody to. There he is.
Yeah.
You need somebody to motivate the squad. Okay, and the Rams are missing out on the defensive side in that squad.
Great example.
To Travis's point of Freddie Freeman being. Let's just hit it right. Nobody.
How many times have you hit that today?
So many times.
Nobody is. It doesn't seem like anybody's got fire on that bench.
Bueller did.
Bueller.
I did see that. That's entertaining.
But the lack of fire.
Okay, I could say this guy never said a word.
So,
Aaron didn't say a word. It was all in his actions, but you knew he was the barn boss. So I don't know who that might be on the Dodgers.
If you want to have that authentic energy in the dugout, that was Bueller. And maybe it was Bueller losing his mind.
Bueller's is authentic, but my point is
that allowed for that to happen.
Now is not the time to say, "Well, I'm going to be." You have to try something else. I understand your guys' point. I don't disagree with it that that's not who he is. So what?
Right.
So what? Do it anyway.
They're going to look
what we've done. Fine. You're right where you are anyway. What's the downside?
Amen, brother.
It may not mean a thing if you do it.
Right.
It might not. I'm not saying that if he went crazy it works, but we'll never know.
All you did was put on a show.
Fine.
Well, I like a good show. I like a good show.
That's all. I know. I know why you would like it.
But here's what he tried to do. All right.
And I know where he is, but I'm just saying, sometimes it don't matter a bit.
It may not have, but we'll never know because he didn't do it. Here's what I know. He tried that dumbass thing where Manny threw a ball at me. First of all, no, he didn't. You talk about being inauthentic. That was garbage.
It was unsettling.
Completely unauthentic.
And so now he's saying, pick something different. There's nothing different.
See, I just don't feel like this series specifically is a Dave thing. No matter
it's
what.
Not.
It's not.
It's not.
I
would have liked to have seen him go. This isn't a Dave strategic catastrophe. I agree with you on that. But this is an encapsulation of many years of just the same old, well, baseball's hard. All the bullpen pitchers are this. We're running into ones and twos. Not everybody hits 400. Look at Aaron Judge. Yeah, I get it. I know all those things are true.
Phillies. Look at everywhere else. Yeah.
I get it. I get it. But
you're wasting your time, Greg.
If this were 1 year.
I'm pushing along.
If this were 1 year, I'm with you. If it were 2 years, okay, we are way down the road when it comes to this.
Totally agree with that point.
Last thing, Clinton Yates told us this at 7:08 this morning, live from San Diego.
The Padres are a better baseball team right now.
Right now.
That's the hard part for me, and I got to tell you, it's hard for me to hate the Padres. My God, are they fun. See, I know. My God, are they having a blast.
They are having fun.
They are having an absolute freaking blast.
You're having a blast when you're getting hits all the time. When you're getting runs across the
plate. You know how to make him shut up? You know how to get Tatis to stop dancing?
Beat him.
And go out there and strike him out.
There you go.
Go out there and get him out.
Shut
out there
him up.
They got him out 3 times yesterday. I mean, it was
or maybe you can't.
Yeah, right.
Maybe you can't shut him up. That's the thing.
Buehler did give him a meatball for that 2-2.
Oh,
he got away with the 2-1 pitch.
He did.
The 2-1 pitch. It was the same pitch.
If
he threw the same center fastball 2 pitches in a row. Not a good plan.
That was not the right idea.
If they
should have been out of that idea, that inning already.
Of course,
they should. Miguel Rojas should have just tossed the ball to Gavin Lux, gotten at least one guy,
Why
and possibly
would you
a
do
double
that?
play. The whole
You saw me today
inning
watching
is different.
film, right? Like I'm watching Rams rookies, and why are you doing this? I even flipped off my video. Like, why are you doing
That's right.
that?
You guys did it. You flip it up on all 22s.
We looked at some.
Why would you do that? Why would you make that mistake?
It was such a bad mental mistake. That was completely 100% Miguel Rojas' fault.
I've heard
That's
DeMarco.
not Dave Roberts' fault. That is Miguel Rojas' fault.
I've heard DeMarco takes his pictures at the same angle. The all top 22. You know what I'm saying?
Totally lost you there.
Yeah, big time.
All right.
Travis knows what I meant.
Big time.
I don't think he does.
No, I know what he means.
9:15 a.m. We had fun together. Brother Bergman.
Thanks,
we took people to
Morales.
church this morning. We let you right.
You're
gonna
tired?
I am
Are
going.
you tired?
I am going out of town, which I'm sure many listeners are happy about. But tomorrow morning, you and Andy Kamenetsky.
That's right.
He will not be. He will probably not be as vocal as me.
No, he'll be.
Why are you over there and he's over there?
So I could hit the sound because I had an idea of what I was going
For
to
the
do.
flat
this
line. Do it again. Do it one more time. The flat line. This is what he wanted.
Well, yeah, nobody was tuning in to hear my thoughts. I'm just
You
doing
got your
this.
thoughts out there. Don't
Do
worry.
the flat line.
Your thoughts are there.
I just wanted.
Everybody heard him.
I need that.
I just wanted to make sure.
I need that for my life at home.
What was that? Quack, quack.
Oh, that's the old I miss quack quack.
Honey, did you make dinner?
Travis and DeMarco give you their whole thing. Travis is going to tell us what? What is it you wouldn't tell us?
No, don't tell him.
No, I'm just
Save
teasing.
it for the show.
I just want to know.
Dave did make a strategic blunder as well.
Yes.
There you go. They are next. Have a great Reaction Wednesday. Have a beautiful day. Guess what? It's kind of like the end of Drive when Bryan Cranston gets the sword and they say, it's okay. As he's bleeding out, the worst is over. Guess what, fans of Dave Roberts? It's going to happen again.
Oh, my God.
The worst is over. Have a great day.
Let's go, Blue.
For ESPN LA contest rules, go to ESPN LA.